Good afternoon. Today is 2nd August 2026. Would like to address all members of the Resolute Party and members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and all alliance partners that I'm sure by now we are all aware of what is trending in the media about the party president, Dr. Martin Piri, endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. Right now, I'm accompanied by aspiring candidates, party officials of the Resolute Party, members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, and we want to put it on record that as the Resolute Party, we would like to announce the immediate expulsion of Dr. Piri from the party following what the leadership describes as a gross violation of the Resolute Party constitution and conduct deemed incompatible with the values and principles of the party. The party leadership states that despite several engagements with Dr. Piri regarding allegations that he had corruptly acquired money from our opponents, he nevertheless proceeded to publicly endorse President Hakainde Hichilema for this year's general election in Katete. According to the party, these actions constitute a serious breach of the party constitution and amount to conduct that has brought the Resolute Party into disrepute. After careful consideration, the party has resolved that Dr. Martin Piri is expelled from the Resolute Party with immediate effect. Consequently, he ceases to be a member of the Resolute Party and is no longer authorized to represent, speak on behalf of, or act in the name of the party in any capacity. The Resolute Party wishes to assure all its members, aspiring candidates, and supporters that the party remains strong, united, and fully committed to its political agenda, and that in accordance with Article 56A of the Resolute Party Constitution, it is a sole mandate of the Secretary General to perform all party administrative, instructive, mobilization, and all decisions of the party has to be authorized by the Secretary General's office. The Resolute Party wishes, or the leadership further calls upon all Resolute Party candidates and members to remain calm, focused, and disciplined as the party continues to strengthen its structures ahead of the general election. The Resolute Party also reaffirms that it remains a committed member of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and will continue working with its alliance partners in pursuit of its shared objective. The Office of the Secretary General of the party administration operates under strict constitutional framework, and no individual possesses the authority to subvert party rules outside a recognized disciplinary and democratic structure. We appeal to all provincial, district, constituency, and grassroots structures of the Resolute Party and all aspiring candidates nationwide to remain calm, focused, and unshaken. Members are urged to ignore individual grandstandings and continue to uphold party discipline and unity. The Resolute Party places it on record that it remains firmly anchored to to its broader collective goals and remains its strategic allegiance to the Tonse-Pamozi Alliance. The Secretariat remains fully operational to safeguard the integrity of the party. Thank you all. Let's remain united for our common goal. Thank you.
Good day and thank you very much. 2nd August 2026, just 11 days away from Zambia before our country holds its presidential, parliamentary and general elections. There have been developments every day and you cannot keep up. That's why it's imperative that you join a broadcast like this so that we quickly update you of what's happening. What do we have on the lineup? The issue of Resolute Party. We are glad that the Secretary General, Alex Katepo, and his team moved in very quickly to curb what is developing to be a crisis in Resolute Party that may have ramifications to the Pamozi Alliance, which has joined in a grand alliance with the Tonse Alliance, now termed Tonse Pamozi Alliance. Why could it be a crisis? Because a Resolute Party, which is a special purpose vehicle for the Pamozi Alliance, which has various political parties, has its president literally defecting. You remember that he held a press conference 2 weeks ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, and made a catalogue of concerns that they had been sidelined and they felt alone, they felt like they were orphans. The statement was extremely suspicious, but even when you callers tried to say, is Dr. Martin Piri working with the state? Bushelevi Ngoma, Adibamona, I exercised restraint and I urged you that obviously there are internal issues in the party and Dr. Piri could be using the genuine concerns in Resolute Party and in his alliance with Pamozi and into Tonse to bring out these issues. Because what was of concern is Dr. Martin Piri brought these issues to the public and to the public gallery instead of resolving them internally with their presidential candidate, Makebi Zulu, and with the alliance partners, members from the Patriotic Front and others in the Pamozi Alliance, but he chose to go to the media. But you remember that I acted with a lot of restraint and stopped you when you were calling in to say this man could be working with a team from the ruling party. I said, let's not speculate, let's hope that they will use this opportunity to resolve the crisis. And today, we woke up to this picture displayed by our dear brother, Miles Sampa. So Miles Sampa with the former Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Kazonga. You can see them that they have a helicopter that they are moving with in Eastern Province. They've been given a helicopter. And in that helicopter, the man in the middle is Dr. Martin Piri with a Sotsana symbol. And that picture raised alarm. And then we saw later the live broadcast from Katete where President Hakainde Hichilema, that Dr. Martin Piri was paraded and he spoke in favor of the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema. And we understand that the decision and action by Resolute Party was taken yesterday. They had information, they had intel, and as stated by Alex Katepo, the Secretary General, that they have repeatedly challenged Dr. Martin Piri to state about these assertions that he had received money from the ruling party. And although he kept on denying and saying there were issues, there were these persistent issues. So when they learned that Dr. Martin Piri will be appearing will be a surprise guest at the rally by President Hakainde Hichilema. They acted with resoluteness, like their name, convened a Central Committee meeting and expelled Dr. Martin Piri. This is the Mal Sampa, Robert Chavinga charade all over again, because you will not hear the end of it. Dr. Martin Piri, as president, even if he's expelled, is also going to make pronouncements, and they'll be carried very heavily by ZNBC and public media and aligned UPND media. Your duty and our duty is to know the truth. In this case, Dr. Martin Piri stands expelled. If he has any challenge, he can go to court, but he cannot act. Because, you know, they want to create a scenario in the people of Zambia that there is confusion, that they don't know who it is. And remember, the Resolute Party is having members of parliament in the biggest voting blocks in Lusaka and Copperbelt. So the narrative that would come from Dr. Martin Piri, who is former Resolute Party, would carry a lot of weight to cause damage to the voting in Lusaka and Copperbelt, so that there is confusion. The other matter that we are discussing is the fundraising venture that Brian Mundubile did yesterday. And he was mocked by President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema even issued this statement telling his supporters that my firstborn at GoFundMe Uko Bali, and you know, he mocked Brian Mundubile's fundraising venture. But the president has forgotten that he has repeatedly asked for public support from 2006, 2008, 2011, 2016, even 2021. He has always issued similar requests that Brian Mundubile issued. So we are discussing that issue and the development around it, because the application is no longer working. The link is now broken for one reason. ZICTA and Bank of Zambia came very heavy on it, because it was a short code that was a short code that was issued, and the short code is issued by is issued by a mobile company. So we'll be discussing that. We'll tackle the issue of Dr. Canisius Banda, and we will tackle the other issue of vote protection. And then we understand ZNS and Kalonga Milling are pushing, cheap milling mill, not labeled as Kalonga or Ego Milling, and this is strategic. In some cases, being donated. We discuss those three key issues.
To expect phones here. I think the system must ensure that everybody who works here, they don't come in with their phones. Yeah. We will even obliterate the network from here. Yes. Unless you want to do digital consultations. You want to do digital consultations, so be it. I'm not being harsh. You know what I'm talking about. To expect phones here. I think the system must ensure that everybody who works here, they don't come in with their phones. Yeah. We will even obliterate the network from here. Yes. Unless you want to do digital consultations. You want to do digital consultations, so be it.
But we have 4 MPs that refuse to vote for Bill 7. And I will name them. Gary Nkombo, Muchima, Samakai, and Mubanga. We don't want MPs like that, because without Bill 7, there will have been no women coming into parliament this coming year.
All right. Yeah, so that's a video I wanted you to refresh your minds about the naming and shaming of the 3 members, former members of parliament.
Good afternoon. Today, 23 Today is 2nd August 2026. Would like to address all members of the Resolute Party and members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and all alliance partners that I'm sure by now we are all aware of what is trending in the media about the party president, Dr. Martin Piri, endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. Right now, I'm accompanied by aspiring candidates, party officials of the Resolute Party, members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, and we want to put it on record that as the Resolute Party, we would like to announce the immediate expulsion of Dr. Piri from the party following what the leadership describes as a gross violation of the Resolute Party constitution and conduct deemed incompatible with the values and principles of the party.
11 days to go before Zambia goes to its elections, and Zambia is holding presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections. And we have so many candidates, literally no constituencies that have taken place. And there'll be a lot of activities in this last mile. There'll be attempts to make last-minute influences. We saw Brian Mundubile and Makebi, they've wrapped up now 7 provinces, and they are remaining with 8 provinces, because they were last in Mufumbwe. They couldn't make it to Zambezi and Chavuma, but they've sent teams to reach out to the people and to take the news of the lamp that side. The issue that has brought them into Lusaka is Canisius Banda, the late Dr. Canisius Banda. I think they've come to pay their last respects. And if possible, if the burial is tomorrow, they're expected to attend the burial of Impalume, a warrior. Canisius Banda was spokesperson for Ministry of Health. He ventured into politics. He stood as member of parliament for Mandevu. He was not successful. This was 2011 when there was a wind of change in Lusaka and Copperbelt, and it didn't matter how strong you were as a candidate. You were walloped by the PF candidates. So Dr. Canisius Banda was not successful with that vote. And he joined UPND. From MMD, he went to UPND, where he rose to the position of vice president. He was vice president up to 2016, when many people felt that he was overlooked. Newcomers, GBM, was then appointed as running mate to President Hakainde Hichilema. And by 2019, Dr. Canisius Banda joined Edgar Lungu and the Patriotic Front. He died as a senior member of our party. He was a member of our Central Committee, and he was chair for health, member of Central Committee for Health. That was his position until his demise. And he was very close to both Makebi Zulu and Brian Mundubile. So they are in to refuel, re-energize, but also pay the respects to Dr. Canisius Banda. But there's not much time. They have to be in Western Province, in Barosaland. They have to be in Southern Province. And they have to come to Lusaka at least 4 or 5 days before elections. 3, 4, 5 days, and tie up these loose ends regarding vote protection, party monitors, and speak to the country about why they bring the change that the country is seeking and is looking for. What's happening in Resolute Party? Resolute Party has issues. They, remember, the Pamozi Alliance chose Resolute Party as its special purpose vehicle and sponsored Makebi Zulu as its presidential candidate. The same thing that happened to NCP when NCP adopted the presidential candidate of Makebi Zulu. It didn't take long and the state intervened. And in this case, you see that the state seemed to have reached the leadership of Resolute Party. Lucky enough, we saw Alex Katepu, the Secretary General, make it very clear that they are part of Pamozi Alliance and they are part of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, and that they have not withdrawn their support. In fact, that they have expelled the renegade president in Dr. Martin Piri. Dr. Martin Piri, we saw, he was given a helicopter with Miles Sampa, and we have seen that in this picture, he has even endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema at a rally in Petauke. So this was a picture that was released by Mao Sampa earlier, and with a helicopter, and former Minister of Agriculture on the right and Mao Sampa, and they're doing the symbol of the UPND. And lucky enough, the party had sat and they were aware of the maneuvers of Dr. Martin Piri. And Dr. Martin Piri has proceeded to make an endorsement, but the party has expelled him. You are going to see the drama in the next 11 days, what you saw Mal Sampa and what you saw in Robert Chavinga, where they purport to take the entire infrastructure to the ruling. This is to cause confusion. What happens in the candidates? The candidates are not affected in any way. That's a goodness. As you saw in the judgment of the Constitutional Court last Friday, whether a candidate is expelled, is removed, there is nothing you can do. They remain on the ballot. The running mates that have resigned and withdrawn, the Constitutional Court says they are on the ballot. They cannot be removed on the ballot. Similarly, parliamentarians and independents that had withdrawn before that date of July 5th that ECZ had given as a deadline, they will appear on the ballot. They remain valid. Resolute Party candidates should continue being with Tonse Pamozi Alliance. They will not be affected by what is happening in the Resolute Party. They can't be withdrawn at this stage. They can't be removed. They can't be fired. There's nothing that can be done. What can be done is mere rhetoric that will be fed to ZMBC. And ZMBC then will broadcast just to confuse our the voters. But as you saw in the major ruling of the Constitutional Court, even the candidates that have lost their running mate, Harry Kalaba, the Constitutional Court says Moses Mawele remains running mate to Harry Kalaba. They say you cannot withdraw or resign, only death. And Reverend Given Katuta, John Nyirenda, remains a running mate for her, even if the man resigned. And Brian Mushimba is running mate, Andy Ford Banda, even if he withdrew or resigned. The Constitutional Court, in its absurdity, says they remain running mate. So here, let us assume the worst, that Dr. Martin Piri claims that his party president dissolves Central Committee, fires the SG. We know the party has already expelled, but let's just imagine the worst. And then he says, my candidates should either support President Hakainde Hichilema or I'll cause their dismissal. There is nothing that can be done. The country be removed from the ballots. The election will not be restarted. There is nothing like that. The Constitutional Court was very clear. The electoral calendar that has been set, as soon as nominations were done and closed, will not be disturbed. Remember the reasons for amendments by Bill 7 of Article 52.6 was to prevent any of these to disrupt an elections. So whether you resign, you withdraw or you are fired, it has no effect at this stage. That is why, for all communicators for Tonse Pamozi Alliance, they should be very careful. Do not demonize the candidates for Resolute Party. They remain loyal to Pamozi Alliance, to the leadership of Makebi Zulu, and they've endorsed Brian Mundubile as their president. So let us not disturb what has already occurred. You have key parliamentary seats, and the candidates are doing very well. You know, our candidates in Ndola Central, candidates in Lusaka Central, candidates across all the provinces are doing very well. Do not disturb it by negative narrative. Isolate the treacherous action of Dr. Martin Perry from Resolute Party, from Pamozi Alliance, and from the candidature of Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Some may take advantage of the current crisis where there are two candidates. For example, there could be two candidates in Chawama, in Petauke, in Ndola. Then you begin to favor factional support within NRPUP. You say, no. In this case, the Resolute Party, they should just die. They should just resign. No, there is a foundation that has brought the strength of this alliance. It is both Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu coming together. We should not forget that. This is a joint effort, and you cannot squander it 11 days before elections. Stand firm, stand steadfast, stand resolute. Don't lose the bigger sight. You have candidates, you have an agreement. There will be issues in the last 11 days. There will be issues, but stand firm. What Dr. Piri has done is literally to cross floor, and the party has taken a particular issue and he's been expelled. Let's go to the next issue.
You don't have a country called Western Province. Barosland, there's nothing like that. It's a unitary state. I'm serious. It's a unitary state. You, where you sit, you must remind yourself and the people that we are one Zambia, one nation, one people. One Zambia, one nation.
President of the country calls you, you refuse. That young lady, I called her, I said, don't stand as an independent. Support Sefulo here. Support Kakoma. She refused. Now, if the president calls a member of the party, I'm president of UPND, I call a member that let's follow the decision of the party, she refuses. President of the country calls you, you refuse. Kono wakenda mwakambe, wena. Kiskaman wena. Huh? Banana wakataza. Wakataza manana, wakataza. Don't vote for her. Mutwile. Don't vote for her. Mutwile marozbaruna. Niha nile.
Thank you very much. Yes, the screen was earlier showing 13 days to go, but I've just amended. I was amending, as you can see. I haven't even finished the sentence. Let me... Mwalishwe kuchita fionse, nine cameraman, nine producer, nine interviewer, ne interviewee, somlenjelela, there'll be some lapses like that, but 11 days to go. Yeah, so it's 11 days to go before elections. I recognize that it was saying 13 days to go. So let's go to the issue of fundraising. John Sangwa started a novel process. He says, I'm going to raise, before I go into elections, I'm going to raise 1 million supporters. And he opened the lines and he set up a system and he reached the 1 million goal. And he says, my goal is very fundamental to my country. I don't want to be funded by corporates, by entities that behold our presidents. You know, the country is ruled not by those that voted. The country is ruled by those that pay money to our candidates. And we have seen, for example, the current Global Witness report that has said First Quantum has supported President Hakainde Hichilema for the last 10 years. And in just this year alone, you know, in the period that just this year, the benefit to First Quantum has been up to $770 million in taxes they should have paid, but they have not paid because the policy was restructured to favor them. Your dots are not far when you link President Hakainde Hichilema and First Quantum. They are not far. So similarly, John Sangwa says, I don't want to be beholden by funders. I want Zambians to campaign to fund me. Despite raising 1 million supporters, you Zambians, Mwema Zambians, you didn't contribute. And you didn't want a lot of money, just 100 kwacha from you, you didn't contribute. And here we are in the thick of things. The president has faced the entire infrastructure of the state. Namona, Mao Sampana kwata helicopter, Yomapsna kwata helicopter, everyone has a helicopter who's key to the president's campaign. For the opposition, they've denied them airspace. They've denied them anything. Brian Mundubile's passport was gotten early on before nominations took place. So he can't go out there and fundraise. And you're not asking yourself, how are these boys managing the process? How are they supporting themselves, holding rallies, and all the things that is required to run a political campaign, a nationwide political campaigns? How are they sleeping in lodges for musicians, campaigners, alliance partners, and the vehicles that have been hired? How are they affording two major rally outfit? You have to have minimum 2 vehicles fitted, properly retrofitted for campaigns. And while you are addressing this one, who is funding them? For President Hakainde Hichilema, we know the mines, we know the state, even as certain infrastructure given to the vice president because of the incumbents. But inga Brian Mundubile na Makebi Zulu. And when they brought this story to you yesterday, you have responded remarkably. And in 124 hours, you've raised over 800,000 kwacha and pledges, of over, 2.6 million kwacha pledges. Because national campaigns are very expensive and the opposition is highly disadvantaged. If any contractor, any supplier, any person who does business, remember the biggest provider of business in our country every year is government. It has up to $500 million that it has to spend every year. And it requires goods, contracts and services every year, about minimum $500 million every year. That is why in my project 2026, I had said that entire $500 million will be committed only to local suppliers and contractors. Whether it's fuel, whether it is fertilizer, it will be given to only local contractors. That's how you raise millionaires. It was in my project 2026, but that's besides the point. So the business community in Zambia, if they have to have a share and pie of that $500 million that government spends every year, they can't seem to support the opposition. So the major businesses in Lusaka will not fund Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. They will not risk. And so Brian's last-minute decision to go out to the public, even at the expense of being ridiculed, is far better than getting money from somewhere or allowing the campaign to collapse without money. In 24 hours, they raised over 800,000 kwacha and 2.6 million in pledges. Now see what government has done. Because they got someone, a gentleman, and asked him to, because this is a lot of money, so you don't use mobile money, because mobile money will be chalked. So you use what is called a short code. A short code is very simple. It's a code that you have to apply to a mobile company, and it comes as an alert to you, as a link to you. Just a minute. So the Brian Mundubile team got someone to apply for a short code. Like I said, it's usually a specialized 5 to 6 digit number. When you place on the link, it takes you to something like an application that gives you like mobile money, and you donate and the money is accepted. From 6 hours ago, you know that this application is no longer working. So what they did is ZICTA has moved in. Bank of Zambia accused the person that we had asked to list this. They've accused him of money laundering, that what you are engaged in is money laundering. You didn't tell us that your short code is to raise money for political parties. And ZICTA has moved in to shut down this code from the mobile application that he had gotten. And the young man is literally frozen into this fear. So here it is. President Hakainde Hichilema is mocking Brian. When Brian becomes successful in raising the funds, when the boys become successful in raising funds from you, they've moved in with a hammer, ZICTA, Bank of Zambia, and the mobile network to shut down the short code. We will not be overcome. We will not give up in this way. I think there are mechanisms. Maybe we go to GoFundMe, like Hichilema used to do. GoFund is abroad, although there could be some delays in repatriating the money, but GoFund is abroad, and you can contribute. It's outside the ambit of Bank of Zambia, ZICTA. Maybe that's a route the team should go to. When I end the broadcast, I'll find time to speak to them, that we can quickly ask someone in the diaspora to open a GoFundMe that, you know, the Zambians can contribute that. Because whoever we are going to use in Zambia, whichever number we are going to use in Zambia, they are going to shut it down. They are going to attempt to stop them. So that is a development by the government of President Hakainde Hichilema. They have again moved in, totally unfair, public resources being raised for a political campaign, and they've shut down the short code that was given to a gentleman. They've threatened him with money laundering. They've threatened him with all sorts of manner, but there was ZICTA and Bank of Zambia involved. And but only because it's a holiday, we'll see what will happen. What Bank of Zambia and ZICTA have done is illegal, and I hope that the leadership challenges this in the courts of law. This is my hope, that they challenge this matter in the courts of law. Let's go to the other matter, then I invite you to make comments.
Support from Southern Province. But some people, they have given up. Southern Province. Now, if someone from Southern Province can give up, are you telling me that someone from Lusaka and Chingola can still love him? When you yourself, who started loving him before these other provinces started loving him, you've given up. Some of them have, like me, have stopped loving him. Me and my family and other people, we've stopped loving him. Now you think if we can give up, I'm also Tonga, because when I'm Tonga, no Tonga, Melimu Tonga, we are full time Mdala. But I have given up on supporting Hakainde because of my own reasons. So you think the reasons that the other people have for giving up on supporting Hakainde are not valid, such that the other people from other provinces, they cannot buy them. Let us learn to analyze politics. You must realize to say, Mdara, an election can be very disappointing. Ask the people of Kenya. Ask the people of Kenya. The person that you want as a president, so let us be very careful as we talk. And let us be exposed. Not to wicked the levels was almost out in province. Wicked the Muena Momons, Mokala, now Koli Womonzogo. You and because that village is supporting again, you think now everyone else is supporting. That is non-exposure. Let us be exposed.
Thank you very much. Let me repeat the issue of Dr. Martin Piri, who was Resolute president until today. He's been expelled. Let's just listen to a short answer by the party, Resolute Party. They quickly acted immediately. Let me play that so that you are updated, and I speak to that briefly.
Good afternoon. Today is 2nd August 2026. Would like to address all members of the Resolute Party and members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and all alliance partners that I'm sure by now we are all aware of what is trending in the media about the party president, Dr. Martin Piri, endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. Right now, I'm accompanied by aspiring candidates, party officials of the Resolute Party, members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, and we want to put it on record that as the Resolute Party, we would like to announce the immediate expulsion of Dr. Piri from the party following what the leadership describes as a gross violation of the Resolute Party constitution and conduct deemed incompatible with the values and principles of the party. The party leadership states that despite several engagements with Dr. Piri regarding allegations that he had corruptly acquired money from our opponents, he nevertheless proceeded to publicly endorse President Hakainde Hichilema for this year's general election in Katete. According to the party, these actions constitute a serious breach of the party constitution and amount to conduct that has brought the Resolute Party into disrepute. After careful consideration, the party has resolved that Dr. Martin Piri is expelled from the Resolute Party with immediate effect. Consequently, he ceases to be a member of the Resolute Party and is no longer authorized to represent, speak on behalf of, or act in the name of the party in any capacity. The Resolute Party wishes to assure all its members, aspiring candidates, and supporters that the party remains strong, united, and fully committed to its political agenda, and that in accordance with Article 56A of the Resolute Party Constitution, it is a sole mandate of the Secretary General to perform all party administrative, instructive, mobilization, and all decisions of the party has to be authorized by the Secretary General's office. The Resolute Party wishes, or the leadership further calls upon all Resolute Party candidates and members to remain calm, focused, and disciplined as the party continues to strengthen its its structures ahead of the general election.
TIZ election monitors have received reports alleging that members of the United Party for National Development, UPND, have been collecting voters' card numbers and national registration card details from members of the public in Lwangeni district in Eastern Province, Zambezi and Mwinilunga districts in Northwestern Province, Mansa district in Wapula Province, Monze district in Southern Province, and Kasama district in Northern Province, among other locations. While TIZ continues to monitor and verify these reports, the practice in the districts where it has been observed has generated concern among citizens regarding the purpose for which this information is being collected. The secrecy of the ballot is one of the cornerstones of any democratic election. Therefore, any practice that creates the perception that a person's vote can be tracked, can be monitored, or can be linked to information that is being collected by political actors has the potential to undermine public confidence in the entirety of the electoral process. Beyond electoral integrity, the collection of personal information during campaigns also raises important questions regarding privacy, informed.
Thank you very much. So let's be very clear. According to the Constitutional Court ruling that took place on Friday, nothing can happen to Resolute Party candidates. Remember, the Constitutional Court was very clear. When the electoral calendar kicks in, there is nothing you can do. You cannot withdraw, you cannot resign, you can't be removed if you are on the calendar. And they say, this was in the case of running mates, where they made it very clear that the running mates remain on the ballot and remain running mates unless only in the instance of death, but withdrawal or resignation have no effects whatsoever with the ballot papers. Resolute Party candidates are on the ballot. Look at the numbers. For mayoral candidates, the UPND have featured 20. The NRPUP, Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu's RP, have featured 24. This is attributed to some places where we have two candidates, like in Indola, NRPUP candidate and RP, or in Chililabombwe or Chingola or any other place. Look at the council chairperson. UPND have featured 96. We have featured 76. Look at the number of parliamentary seats. Remember, they were telling you that the opposition is not appearing in 75 parliamentary seats. That's not true. This information and the list is from ECZ. So the UPND have featured 226. Here I've written 225. There are 225 that is appearing from ECZ because Lumezi, there was a death and is going to be fresh nominations there. So they featured 225. And NRPUP has featured 190 parliamentary candidates. So you do not want that disturbed. Remember, if you are a strategist, your ward councillor, your parliamentary candidate, your council chairperson applicant, they become as your campaign managers at the local level. So you do not want that disturbed. And let me repeat, the candidates from Resolute Party, despite the leadership crisis that is happening, it has no effects on the candidates. And most of those candidates are loyal to both Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. So nothing that UPND is trying to do will have any structural effect on the elections. Piri can't stand up today and say, I'm withdrawing Resolute Party candidate. It just won't fly. There's a constitutional court ruling that took place on Friday, studied the one on running mates and the one on independent, studied. It has no effect. Even if someone today says, I've removed them or I've fired them or I've withdrawn them, it has totally no effect on the party. And that is why whoever is speaking on the matters regarding NRPUP and RP must speak with a lot of wisdom. Do not jeopardize the alliance. Do not jeopardize what has been achieved so far. It's just 11 days to go. Do not scatter the flock. Your role is to bring back, to bring the the sheep together, the flock together. Do not scatter it. And there are many candidates doing very well. And if Resolute Party was not a factor, for Makebi Zulu is totally safe because he was adopted. Is an NRPUP candidate. He's not a Resolute Party candidate in NRPUP, no. He's an NRPUP running mate to President Brian Mundubile. So he's totally unaffected. Nothing can happen to him. But there was this fear, and I think the planning by the UPND is that they will go for the candidates, threaten them with expulsion. No, it won't fly. The ballots have been printed. The ballots, the distribution started today. The ballots will be taken to, have been verified, and the ballots will be taken to all district and constituencies. They'll be received. Party monitors who are being registered, party members will be part of those that will receive those ballots. They'll verify them, and in the next 11 days, we go to elections. So we're meeting here. Nothing will happen to you. And that is why you can imagine Moses Mawere has left and has supported Brian Mundubile. But the Constitutional Court says, no. You are still a running mate for Harry Kalaba. You have Andy Ford Banda, who's in the campaign trail with Brian Mundubile. The Constitutional Court says, no, Andy Ford Banda, you are still running mate to Dr. Brian Mushimba. So that's a state from the point of the law. And I hope that we discuss with uniformity. There are reports that Kalonga Milling and Eagle Milling are milling mill without brands. And some of it is being distributed, we understand, from campaign centers for UPND. This is a highly, highly important matter that people on the ground must pursue with ZNS and with correction services. These entities that are abusing their powers to participate in party elections, they're just putting themselves up for serious issues. And sadly in our country, we have seen generals arrested and prosecuted and jailed for their role in politics when they thought they were helping the current president under the guise that he was commander-in-chief. Generals in our country, sadly as it is, have been arrested and they've been prosecuted and they've gone to jail. It's something that shouldn't happen. But it seems in our country, what we are good at is to forget our own history. And all these institutions abusing their powers, just know that there's tomorrow. Act professionally. You are led by the Constitution, not by UPND. Follow the statute of the law. Follow the statute of the law. When you do what you are doing, there are ramifications. And, vengeance is something that I don't want after any elections, because our country has to heal. Our country is so divided. Our country requires that you have a leadership that promotes unity in diversity, not a leadership that punishes. But also, the conduct of these people in elections sometimes rile our people so much that they call for their blood. All these come to our concerns. I gave you a scenario of the short code that has been stopped by both ZICTA and Bank of Zambia. They called the gentleman that we had registered this short code in. They accused him that he didn't disclose to them that it was going to be used for fundraising, and they closed literally ZICTA, and Bank of Zambia even threatened an arrest. And the short code is not working. The leadership will quickly sit and find mechanisms in which you Zambians have to fund the last mile, in which you Zambians has to fund vote protection. Let's come to vote protection. ECZ, again, the team on the ground. ECZ recruited staff to man the ones we call poll staff that should man polling stations, up to 4 a polling station, and there are 13,529 polling stations. What we saw in Lusaka and Copperbelt, because they are now training them before they dispatch them, is that there's confusion because there seems to be a recruited, a secret list that has emerged, not the one that was openly recruited. there is a secret list, and those that are turning up are finding themselves not available on the list. The big case was Lusaka yesterday, where there was nearly a riot, where the people that ECZ had employed, had recruited as poll staff, were not appearing on the list that came at the last minute. Again, our lawyers, check what's happening. There's a recruitment process that was done, it's been abandoned. Probably there's a list that has come from somewhere that ECZ is attempting to use. This, again, goes to vote protection. You manage the process now, you manage it later. The recruitment of party agents is a process that's going on up to district levels, but the opposition is a bit incumbent. Others were asking that the recruitment be done at polling stations. It may not be. And that is why the opposition and the request by Honorable Brian Mundubile that we have to raise money for vote protection. Because imagine ulikumpika bakweba ati boze mu constituencies muise muchite register elo ikala kwana bwadia mu escapement mule. It will take you 3 days, 2-3 days to come to Mpika district to come and register in as a poll agent, because they're registering at districts. The team requires a lot of money for the vote protection. What is good is the country has risen. I think all analysis are showing that Brian Mundubile has an edge. Brian Mundubile is leading this election. But the election is like football. Ni 90 minutes. Mpaka whistle ya palace tialila. And the last whistle has to do with vote protection. We have to ensure that all polling stations are manned. We have to ensure that you are running a very effective parallel vote tabulation. You have to ensure that you get and capture the G20 as soon as results are announced at the polling station. If there's internet shutdown, you have to have mechanisms in which those results will reach members of the public. And that G20 is very effective if anyone wants to manipulate with the election. Elections are won or lost at the polling station. People don't understand. I've seen in Lusaka people saying, no, let's invest in IT systems to intervene, do. Wane in Zambia, polling stations are won or lost. Elections are won or lost at the polling station. You guard the polling station, you secure the polling station, you get that G20 after they finish the counting. There is nothing that can be done. And like Basata would say, go with your own pen. Just go with your own pen. We don't have to explain the mechanism. Mwafe na peni enu, not ya kuya mipela mbooth. Go with your own pen. And the party agents have to be available. The monitors have to be available. Observers. Ensure, ngabaitat, Emmanuel Mwamba. We go to a desk where your name is identified, they cross out. Then you go to the desk that will give you the presidential vote, parliamentary vote, council chairperson or mayor's vote, and ward councillor. So you will have these 4 ballots. Kuri abantu bambi balefa bale bapela ya tatua ya presidential 4. Nga bamushita identify udani UPN na bakotaka sign yakabo. Bamu mwanangaisa limbia kula HTF. We don't know what they'll be doing. Baishi batuwa UPND. Bale pula tutatu wamupela. Aka kwa mayor tuwamupela kamu. Aka ward councillor kamu. Angela Booth, Umo, a voter for 4-5 people. Now it's a party agent that is there, that has to track the serial number, that has to check that only 1 ballot is being given per person. It's 1 man, 1 vote. Not 1 man, 6 votes. Awe. Na ngufira tuwa monaka those 2 famous videos. Waya ikala panza ma postaf, wale chonga fiabeni, wale voter fie, wale voter fie, kuli na wantu, the postaf become the voters. And then you were shocked that in some places, the voter turnout was 80%. I remember one set of elections where it actually rained, because elections I think were in January. It rained in Southern Province so much, and people feared that there will be such a high voter apathy that probably only a quarter of the people would go to vote. In Southern Province, if you remember, in 2015, it rained up to, I think, up to 15 hours. But by Suraba polling station, within up to 18 hours, the voter turnout was 80%. Where did people come from? That's it. If you are not monitoring that poll station, you will be shocked. And are you not surprised that President Hakainde Hichilema is also joined in that we have to engage in vote protection? President Hakainde Hichilema is now saying you have to protect the vote. Is it protecting the vote or is it protecting the rigging? Why has President Hakainde Hichilema joined in the call to protect the vote? You should ask yourself. They've their own plan. There's something they are doing. We have to do our part. And you, citizens, have to do your part. Contribute to Brian Mundubile's campaign. Mechanisms, even if they've shut down this latest short code, will be given to you how you should do it. The last item, I think, has to do with Dr. Canisius Banda. I think I've spoken about the demise of Dr. Canisius Banda, and that our leaders are paying their utmost respect to them.
The right to choose who their leaders will be. In this democracy, Mr. President, you were given the mandate for the last 5 years to be the commander-in-chief, to hold the highest office of the land, but to come to my district and basically command my people, your people, not to vote for me because you said so, is not democratic. The people have a choice. The candidate that you came to promote yesterday has been the member of parliament for Mwandi for the last 5 years. The people of Mwandi had very high expectations, Mr. President, and they have been thoroughly disappointed. 2 months ago, Mr. President, you called me. So I thought that our conversation was one that was had in private, that none of what we discussed was going to make it to social media. But alas, you, Mr. President, mentioned our phone calls. Mr. President, my answer has not changed. My answer is still no. I would like to tell the nation and the world at large that having a one-sided conversation is not good enough. You should have told the people yesterday what it is you offered me that I said no to. I don't know many people who would have said no to you, even just based off on the fact that you are the president of this republic. I support the people of Mwandi and everything that they believe in.
Thank you very much. The lines are open. You can join us and make your comments quickly about Resolute Party or vote protection or this interference of the fundraising venture for Brian Mundubile. The President Hakainde Hichilema, has done it for years. And you have seen we've distributed those, those screenshots where he was asking for money. Although he's now ridiculing Brian Mundubile for doing that at Kabian CDF ish bomba no kubomba. But what is clear is that President Hakainde Hichilema has done it. And it's the most noble thing you can do, asking for money from members of the public who are the voters than asking for others that will make you change your public policy and make the country lose resources, as we've seen in the case of First Quantum, where the country has lost $750 million, $770 million lost because someone gave favorable tax rebates and tax policies to benefit them because they were, they supported a political party or a presidential candidate. So what Brian Mundubile has done is one of the most noble things. What are your views about it? Let's hear you and let me get your views. We already have a first caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you, Ambassador Mamba.
Just a minute. Let me put you on speaker.
Okay.
Yes, caller.
Thank you. My name is Nyangwe Dani.
Yes, Dan.
Ambassador Mwamba, I'll talk about the response that our brave young iron lady, Ailis Kayingu, made to the president. I salute that lady. What we should not forget, she was offered money. And not only that, the president himself called her. And that is the case when we form new government, because the president is bribing people to not participate in their democratic right to participate in an election. And this is the same thing that we are seeing, but President now named Zambian taxpayers that is giving out to everyone. But that money, he needs to account for it. So for me, when I saw Iris Kaungu responding in the way she responded, I said, Makaya Kwalesa. No, but why she was what? All those people we were listening to, I've dropped out of the elections, I won't stand. That is what our president was doing. If you have not forgotten, our president, bully mentality. Mwilala, abaniba president, na veta mumiti, la mpito mwana kasi chipo, if walikwate fumo. That is who he is. Bully mentality. And they think Mwamba, but you know, Nala, Elufuti. Not to sit up with your compella. Tieni Tule Pepper, Josephine Chitika, Lisa is going to answer our prayers. Then we want to put it go fund. It go fund Tien Twitter Tanepamo, Nakawan Kwachanga Wawi Kamune. It will go a long way. Let's help our president, Bakebi Zulu and Bamundubile, president, to do the right thing for Zambia. They have come out openly. Let us support them. We are supporting a better Zambia and a future for our future Zambians. God bless you, Mwamba. God bless Zambia.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Alex. Ambassador, first of all, I want to recommend the call of President Brian Mundubile and his team to call upon the Zambians that they should partner up in this campaign. What it means is that it's ownership here. For over the years, politicians have been going to business community and resources. But this time around, we have seen it with Tabaiche. Just like you mentioned, we have seen it with the council, John Sango. He went to the people. And this time around, there's nothing new. But the only thing that we have to do is to condemn what HH has done by blocking. But nevertheless, this is another campaign for Brian Mundubile. The more they is blocking all angles, he was blocked, could not be given airspace. This time around is appealing to the people, no corruption whatsoever. We know the corruption that is going on in DPND, but him is appealing to the general public to say, help me, even if it's 1 kwacha, it's 2 kwacha, help me. Because this is about ourselves as a people of the land. then we have to, as much as HH is talking about the voter protection, I saw it with the ZNS commandant who was saying that we need to give Bwana 5 million. It's on the record that ZNS was in forefront in 2021 general election. And that's the reason why we have got Solosi as a commandant of ZNS. He played a very big role in the previous election. And this time around, he has taken it upon himself, him and Zambia Army commandant, that they will be the one managing this election. So as much as they're talking about protection, even us as a opposition or the general public, we have to make sure that we protect our election or the votes after the vote counts. So they know they want to play in Ngalado, but please, I urge all Zambians that they should rise and be alert. The way we did it in 1991, the way we did it fighting the third term, 2011 and 2021. This time around, we have to come together and do a right call. Thank you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
I will remain anonymous for security reasons.
Thank you.
Ambassador, what I wanted to say, I think it's a bit security. I don't know if I can call back maybe after this program.
Okay, you can call me later, yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Endita.
Kuleko na chisamfwa nanguntile kuli jejepan bachisambo kulalanda mutulanda kwabo bachibakwati bambo kulufyanya nombalera ndokwe bati ponse apali abapera mpina abapala pi mwe bapala pi kwire muchite withdraw nombanyishi ebutungulushi kwashanyo ero ifire chitika wa mwamba weskwati mkopa beweti kuli shimwe ntungulushi ishamu NRPU chala ona wila imegombele ya alanzi shire mweke kwa tishena shiri pamulu sana mwamona shire salula ishintungulu shisha kwa alapi kwa tapalefo wali ero kuti na makandidate yaba mbiro kulalando kwe bati muleke ama candidate bakwene alapi yupi aba mbiro kulalando kwe bati muleke okula bonfya ama songs yaba plan mundubire nechi picture chaba plan mundubire bosi wenu president wenu na ya ku UPND so ifuta tukwete po baalapi muri ku UPND nomba fyonse fukairi balaye kokwe bati barabantu baleba barabulisha amavoti kuri ba plan mundubire so chimusango ndungu shiroro shepo kumono kwe bati chimusango chise kumpera ero nali amashuba jeje banda bachilando kwe bati yo bachitewe aba baalapi dawafuiro kulala ndefyati bareke ama candidate bemini nefyafine kozi FAR yali atikopa peoti na Lusaka yonzi abafuire bayimini kama candidate niba arapibene result party yaba kuri ba makebizo ero 8 province abafuire bayimini ka niba plan munduge nombe fya chitika mkopa peoti mwaisa ingira ba NRPUP mama na ba RP na bena baba mupati na beshiko kwe batiga yaba RP momwine mureba ma confusion muramuntu bali tututu so na lidabwero baishire kuno kopa peoti ba president ifita baloleshe pokwe bati bamone fo bengana anikana nama candidate babarekere fafine so mumbina bemina tutu firafine momona so turero mbako abakuwe NRPUP bakwatiro muchinshi abakuwa RP kubula ba makepi na ba plan mundubiro kwikatana chapamu i alliance kateti bombe no kubomba nomba balisa katana chapamu mwero kuntungu shinkalamba kuli ba president plan mundubire aba makebizo takuli uwafya na nguvumo ababene aba pansha abaye kwete problem akuma adoption katushinga bale baboshanga chali shana so ba ndechita piu kuli mwa Emmanuel Mwamba mwembala ndane ndungu shibiri wa makepi na wa plan mundubire bebe ama members bakwene ala PUP naba kwa RP bakwate okuchindikana no kubombera chapamo ifishambo kula chitikeso bambo kula ndo kwe bati muye nani kani bosi wenere ku UPND so na muye mwala ku UPND ala pili ku UPND bare bulisha amavoti kuri wa president no.
Indeed. Let me just emphasize one matter. We've been through this process before. Idio washtire Mao Sampana Robert Chavinga. Bushama MPs baliam join Mao Sampana Robert Chavinga. Tabam join. It's the same thing. The trouble we have is both, was ad hoc. Honorable Brian Mundubile is not president of NRPUP. Makebi Zulu is not president of Resolute Party. The two were picked by their various alliances as special purpose vehicles. They have their own leadership structure. NRPUP has its own president and its own secretary general. Resolute Party as an alliance, special purpose vehicle as its president and secretary general. But the two picked presidential candidates, then who now brought the two alliances together? We should not forget where we are coming from. Elongolese kom nove. Bushena kwish na tushwa kuri wa NRPUP president na wa vice. We need to guard and involve them. They should not feel neglected. Napiri, we know you. Maybe we didn't guard him properly. That's why he has been enticed. Akakashtaka shala kawina nyina ikata neni. Even us abadi mwenara PUP for any president when walikui secretary general when walikui because each remember question ale ipusha. Bushena bamusenda kuradi alikui saizi okay. Ngefina baishire monobulema pari bapiri bale irishanya chira bushkwere ingile nipo. So you have to attend to these grievances very, very well in the last minute. Because the trouble we have is that the alliances picked special purpose vehicles where our leaders are not leaders in the parties. NRPUP doesn't belong to Brian Mundubile. Resolute Party doesn't belong to Makebi Zulu. It's the alliances that picked these special purpose vehicles. And therefore, the two must work together. It's just 11 days we want to wakwalesa. We are not supposed to be even in this discussion. Discussion if we have ya vote protection. We should not kuata wa poll agent, wa party agent, ku polling station yesu. Have we formed polling station committees that will ensure that there's no voter apathy? That will ensure that that day they turn up to vote. That will ensure that we will protect him from UPND attacks and other things. That is a debate we are supposed to have. Vote protection. Not Resolute Party, NRPUP. Ababantu na bapita kale, Brian Mundubile na Makebi Zulu na bapita kale. All reports are saying Brian Mundubile is leading over President Hakainde Hichilema. Noma mlefa mtu wese shekunuma. Tule landa nefishikwete amano. Au bane. Imeni ngama Zambians and support the vote protection program. For me, that's what's paramount. Let me take some more because I just thought I could emphasize that point. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hi, Ambassador Mwamba. This is Queen Pumi from California.
My dear hostess, thank you very much. Yes. You are a co-host to this program.
Yes, I am.
Make your contribution, yes, my sister.
Yes, thank you, Ambassador. So we are here again, and I have two things to say. Number one, this is a distraction. This whole thing of paying that President Resolute is a distraction, just as because we have other big things that we are discussing, mainly, as you have said, Ambassador, vote protection. What is happening in ECZ is what we should be drilling down here. But now we have been sidetracked. People are confused, have been getting calls. What should we do? People are discouraged. So I think our job on our platform is just to reassure people everything is fine. The ballots are printed. No matter what they do, it will not derail our president, Mundubile, or President Makebi. So I think all of us on our platforms, in our communities, people are worried. So let's just assure them that everything is fine. UPND, these are kicks of a dying horse. There is the copper scandal breaking. Whenever something big is happening in their camp, they always bring something to confuse us and derail us. So let's stay focused and encourage everyone on our TikTok live. Let's engage people.
Eyes on the ball.
Everything.
I like that.
Yes.
Eyes on the ball. Eyes on the ball.
Focus is
Yeah.
kufunyapo by UPND. We should not be infighting, finger pointing. And I have one of our team members, Uncle J. He has been like our spiritual guide, and just even from way back, it's like God is in this story. Today we had a meeting. He was saying God is in this story. It could have been FDD, but God eliminated FDD earlier. Apatufikire, whatever they can do, there is nothing. They even know it, but they're just pushing this to confuse people, create voter apathy, and all those things. So if we just need to reassure people that the train left the station, what is remaining now is to protect the vote and make sure people show up to vote.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen Pumi. So there is nothing that can be changed on the ballot. You heard the Constitutional Court ruling on Friday. Nothing. Nothing. No one can be removed from the ballot. And they can threaten you. They can say, do this or I'll fire you. It can't work. You're on the ballot. Continue supporting your candidate, Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Resolute Party, you are doing very well on the Copper Belt and Lusaka. So do not be distracted. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mwape, Ambassador. Good evening.
Mwape, good evening. London Pomkwai.
Mkwai. Apa, kwa baba challenges are tuisha fyo kumona ife tukosere. Kwa bidongisha ya fyonse, kwa tuwafumaye kulepele. Apa shedi, no, when we count the days, we are only remaining with almost 10 days. So this is what they planned, the UPND, to come and bring in the confusion so that people they can be distracted. But however, we have resolved as Zambian people that President Hakainde Hichilema is going. No matter what, he can hire all the members he wants. He can frustrate everyone. But the Zambian people, we have resolved that the man is going. He is danger to himself. He is also danger to our democracy. Because we never kaunda vale imina nechula, but we should move my elections. So neri na ngomemi nefe nechula, ichula chikapita, we never kapona. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let me take this call. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Ambassador.
Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
It's good afternoon here. I'm calling from US, and I just want to concur with the previous caller, although I would like to remain anonymous.
Yes.
It's very sad what is happening. If you look at the president, the way he's panicking, the way he's going about his business, the way he's going about his campaigns, it's so sad. He's just going, the panic is full visible for everyone to see that the man is in a panic mode. And he is fighting, the way he fought Gary Combo, now he's fighting, citizens like Iris Kaimbu, surely the whole president dragging himself into issues with Iris Kaimbu. It's so embarrassing. President Hakainde Hichilema is not even supposed to be involved in such issues. As the president, the head of state, he is supposed to be protecting the citizens. As the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he is the one fighting the citizens because he is simply now declaring war with the whole system against his own citizens. We don't know what can happen to these citizens if HH is to win. All these tactics that he's playing now, Mingalato and everything, he knows he's losing the elections. That's why he's trying his best to destabilize the NRPOP, demoralize the voters, thinking that no, we are not going anywhere. We're wasting time with these boys. And he keeps on calling them boys. But the same boys are given the pressure. He's having sleepless nights. He's jumping from one place to another. He's even going back to places where he's campaigned already. That is enough signs to show that the man is in a panic mode. I would like to urge supporters of NRPOP to remain focused on issues like protecting the votes and not losing hope. this fight is almost over already. That is my contribution from Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador Mwamba, good evening.
Good evening.
Ambassador Mwabombe Nchitoikalamba sana from this morning, when the people saw that Dr. Pili appears in Katete, Kwachiwa confusion, but I want to take this opportunity to thank you, and I want to urge you to continue guide the nation regard of this propaganda na disturbance ile fuma kuli ba UPN na wa HH. Mwalishe fo cha belingi batilo kuti infula pakuya ele yone efisabo. Ilinomba alefu afyo bonsa abantu tukwate efibashi. Efilesta ba HH. Ba ambassador na mubombo kustagaida abantu nokubalondolera bwino sana. Ifile tika pali non-stapa ni disturbance. Wa UPN na beshubo kwebati na balusa ma election nomba balefo ukuposa kamfulu ukuposa fie kutati inama twalairira mu mchanga efyo balechita ndelo mba kwa bena Zambia bonso ko mwikele mwibadi step no kusakamana. Zambian governance system is not parliamentarian. Therefore, I think I've already said on this platform. And those who have got the MPs, the reason abantu bayimine babili twakano kusta sort out issues ibukishe noko tulefuma ba UPN tabale fire MB uli wonso kwimina both from Mundubile na Makebi Zulu. It's by the grace of God there's so many nachipanga possible twakwata ma candidate. That's why na pale bumea na tukwata ma candidate abengi there's so many fya vipekenge. So imwe mwebe minine babili mwishi bokweba tumala selling a manifesto. Ambassador wants to borrow back in UNIP. In UNIP, we used to have one candidate. To those people who voted in UNIP, one candidate on the presidential. But the parliamentarian, 12 ama MP from the one party, and they were battling it out. So on this, from the two camps, the best candidate, let him win. So if you are about yo, takuli, if you am about the paper and get mulandile, bali plain takale, tafia chinje. Brian Mundubile, te issue yagwa Brian Mundubile Makebi Zulu. This issue, it's about the Zambian people. This issue is not about the two alliance. It's about the Zambian people moving forward. When Ichalo Chava, Chaya Kanika, Uyumuntu alefo kutuakanya, alefo kutupatula, alefo kusta insert hate against tribe to another tribe. Ama Zambia ndemilomba. Hii election, mwista reduce kuliba Brian Mundubile na ba Makebi. Ni election yenu we Mazambian. Tulefo kuyirula fwe Mazambian fweka. So and I'm advising to our leaders also bastetemu ama supporters of our platform, especially my sister Lilian Mtambo. Alikuwa distraction imwe hivi sana. Please, vamos take them. Really matter. I still understand if you do filea already na live ambo kustudy step. Bane, election the workshop te aba Brian Mundubile te aba Mano Mwamba te aba nan te aba yama Zambian moneni efe chalo chilenda. Elo chakusharikisha kwa ambassador. 1991. Ilo ba MMD wale campaign na mwemene fya chitiki after there were external funding. HLNG company HH cheap because kwali nomba ma condition kwa tinda matwa mipele mwala tusitisha company inda matwa mipele mwala chite fish imwanda matwa mipele mwala chite fish. That's why today not quite miners, I'm a mining company in Zambia. They are not even contributing anything to the treasure of this country. They are making profit because HH while we campaigning. Campaigning ishingi. So that's why Zambia na economy tailenda wino HH is an agent of the West. So mwewa Zambia ni ba mwambana balanda 10 tumwe nomba if we make sure we have polling assistants, polling agents, and voters protection. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Mama. This is Mama T.
Mama T, make your contribution.
Thank you so much. Bamwamba ichakubalira po nalalanda pali ififi achichitika akasuba ba Martin Pili atina bashita indozi ba HH. Bamba twachikwata confusion. Nalalomba ko bamwamba mulande kona ba Lilian Mtambo. Nga kwabeli ashi balotola batekanya. Balolera ba secretary general bashitaishu amanani kane ifinto sefirenda teti tulesitefintu uyalesitefi panopo tufikire natushiboko bati ababa nesu ba ruling party balete mingalato and then balepo okulango kwe bati kwatifwe batonse na bapamoza alliance natupata confusion. So mutikambireko kuli ma president batu babiri ba Brian Mundubile na ba Makebi Zulu bashite issue statement yamene bantu bazongera pa ground chifukwa kwenze kwakala confusion bakamba kuti ayi ba Root Party musaba votere muvotera ba independent mwako kumnali bwanje na bwanje baliriye Mtambo kuja mukuluvyanya bafunika batekanya first bakazopeleka statement iri yonse bafunika banzera first kuri bazisogorera batu kuti tikamba bwanje titika bwanje tiendera party notali wonse akamba nga kuti tiri disorganized uyakamba ichi uyakamba ichi baliriye Mtambo na bajeje banda vintu vinangu muzembekezera mazisogoreri bakamba imokwe muliruko muri kutali ise ndise tiri kuno bamenti facing amanjayo ma challenges kwenzo kwangala ma problems maningi kuno bantu bambotuma mafoni bafusa kuti manje aba bamne bayimirira patola monga ba Crispin Chinda bene Sylvester Mlenga bene Watson Mtonga kuno kuma wa 17 na kuma wa 18 wenzo ofunza kuti manje visa sticker vili bwanji chifuata mbele kuti aba bantu manje tikabavotera nisitavotera ba UPND kujeni kuluvyanya abantu wa Mulungu tentigwirizani onani uku kwa mleta toka ni kutali pano pameta afika manje ni pafupi kwa sala chapema denzi ya ngono skufu ni kama confusions ya so Balirian Mtambo, my sister, please mulete kanya mwate kanya first mwamono kwebati fintu firenda shani notukulaleta ama confusion yawe lekeni wa President Brian Mundubile na wa President Makebi basite issue statement bebe abantu kwebati ba Root Party na ba nankane ba NRP bali pamopene abale iminina pachola nabe iminina fyo fine takuli ama changes ayali yonse iyo ero okuisa kuli iyo wastanankane ero bakanya ba Bank of Zambia na banankane awantu wa papa ayaye na makampenzi tukote na ya kusana ko echachine awo kwena na tutekwa ba wakanyimbe ichile ma 2016 bale senda ma donations ku bantu even mu 2021 apapene bale senda ma donations ku bantu abantu abali willing ukuwafuirisha ekipani kyabo bale bapera ama donations ngekyabipa nikinshi lero lesanga alanda ichikyala kitika ten tutubire fye muliresa ero bamwambero mwalanda voter protection. It is very, very important. Tend to pose kwa mano, especially marulo areas. London kona abantu beso abakabama polling agents. Twapapata mukapose kwa mano. Nabakwate mingalato bisanga n'abantu aba. But tend to pose kwa mano. Tend to opa barenya ntana ifo pone na tunyantapo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take, I've got a queue of people waiting. Let's just quickly take the calls. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
I would like to remain anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions quickly.
Yes, me, it's on a different direction.
That's okay.
I'm in diaspora. I'm in Georgia. Ni monaba mu diaspora muno. The time that UPND was coming into power, 3/4 of us, we supported HHU. Right now, some of us, and I'm one of them, we are supporting Brian Mundubile. So, abali mu diaspora, if you are listening, stop posting pama Facebook. No kuyibika okuti lati nani kani diaspora is supporting. No, we are not. Umuntu yo nani kani HH litite pintu ifi bisana. Yes, he's talking about ifyama CDF, ifyama shanuko, whatever it is. Tiata mpile muli kaunda pili fintu fidia. So you shouldn't be talking like ukulanda pio ngalachi tepi suddenly nani can increase the allowance yabana be school. We don't want to hear that. So kuipanga pia very clear ba mwamba mubebe kwa bali mu diaspora abale support HH abatonga banabo 3/4 wabatonga banabo nabakonkanye kwai, but not to be speaking for all of us and not to support HH. Tatule support HH won't say. We are supporting Brian Mundubile. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Bamwamba, Valishani Mukwai, Inene Bomeri Bandande, Kapiri, Tatuma Kolimolimo.
Mkwai.
Mkwai. Awe, ifo tuchili tuleto, tera kaya tulumpepi na mukusala. Ichikala ambecho ningalanda, ndechita encourage ifwema Zambians ukwewa ati apali imitishi palamene tashibula kushenkana. Kashinge chibembe cho ine chiri mubemba ndera ndati imiti palamene ati tashibula kushenkana.
Mkwai.
Ponse fenangwa pali chintu ichila efuna ishiba ngapali ichila pala befimfulunganya pa last minute apali ubwinga pala befimfulunganya pa last minute apali amaliro pala befimfulunganya pa last minute ichikalamba chishi paka mwapu ishiri ashifu mwatampire no mafwema Zambiani tuiumfa kuli ututonso tutule umfo tunso atuwingira munswanswa uwingira mu bushitu tomfenswanswa. So Bamundubile na bamakebizulu babefemu na babantu abali ekitafe nga bawufange efine bachala ndaba mayo bayabachira ndokwebati baliye ni mutambo na bajeje banda era nachumfu efina chiba confused nati no manisha abalirada you are on your own. I was telling you this. Mwebantu chentu tekanye lesa natupira nombanga twalufyanyani fwebene ngefina mwachitulondorera bamwamba twatotera muchite emphasize from today until olo tukafika kunani kani ngafafine program ya luchero nechungulo mukonkanyepo so abena Zambia bonfuikishe balando kwe batitulalaba but turaposa kwa mano fwe bambi no echo ningalanda pofechi kalamba ngatwapanga mistake fwe Zambians ukusala ba HH nishiyaba one mautishani uko ile yali abakaunda kwati bakemfwa wamuyaya bakalesa pali bantu nabakwatana nikana ama constitution yonse ama rules yabo balefo kwati batutekere points kiri mufi paper once ngabapita fita kwa kabama election ini last election fwe Zambians tufiro kuba bear in our mind bakainde ngabapita efo tufire no kubeba bonsa Zambian kwati ngabapita fe bakainde last election tukakwata Mzambi.
Thank you my dear sister. Ladies and gentlemen, for all those calling, I think let's just give time. My dear brother, Emmanuel J. Banda, the miracle man himself, is calling. Let's just hear from him. JJ, good evening. Please make your contribution, my dear brother.
Yeah, Bakalamba, me, I won't waste much time.
Yes,
because I've also opened Miracle J Banda TV, but I had given you time. But you know, Bakalamba, this if you are sick, ngatuza tulina chipute mungu hapa, ngatubisa bachi blulu, ubisa wanzako friends, which means isuza pesa vantu vaza kutandiza. So the way it is, Wakaramba, now, we need to tell the people the truth. Because if we are hiding, vantu va Zambia swazatitandiza pali problemu yamene yatigwera. The only people who can help us to this problem, to solve this problem, is the people of Zambia. To know what Kahinde is doing in Tonse. But if we'll be massaging, hiding to the people to say everything is okay, no, go ahead with this, everything is okay. Let's be telling each other the truth. There's no SG who can fire the president, even you know. That's a way, Nkania Mao Sampa, inakana between Mao Sampa na Benengona. That's why Mao Sampa na wina, because why? The Ngona Tanga Pisha Mao Sampa was the president. Are you sure the RPSG Banga Pisha president? Let's fix the truth, Wakalamba. Let's find a way of handling. Tell the Zambian people say apakainde atingenerera. And apakainde mwamena atingenerera atenga ba president ba RP. Because all that what we are doing, they were planning. Remember me, I told you as miracle. I told you as Miracle 3 weeks ago, you would have put your house in order when Miracle tells you something. I told you to say, oh, you President Warapi, oh, you're in a meeting in Akainde Mairo. I was telling you. So let's not hide here. Plus, the President Manje Warapi, Alina powers Manje, Alina state machinery. You should remember. So let's tell the people the truth, to say people of Zambia, Kahinde apatenga RP. Let's not hide them. Let's tell them the truth. This is the politics now which people want. And the people of Zambia now, they will help us. To say, oh, Kahinde apatenga RP.
My dear brother, my dear brother, my dear brother, JJ, it's a pit. No, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. Just a minute. JJ.
Because we are telling each other,
JJ, just a minute. Just a minute, JJ. Let's have a discussion. It's a pity we should have had this discussion behind the scenes, but we are having it in front of the nation.
Because when you are going, you went live. Before you would have went live, before you would have gone live, you would have told ASCII to say, oh, vili banji vindu. Iwe mzatu ndio unavuona 3 weeks ago. Wenzona baoninga babantu. Ababantu wanaenda pa KBN TV. Wanaenda kama JJ ni propaganda. I want them to say, I don't do propaganda.
JJ, JJ, let me speak. Just a minute. Let's just have a sober conversation. Just calm down. On this program, just a minute.
Because even the time we told you to say, Tito's a PF from Tons Alliance, you people, the same people, you're saying, no, you can't remove PF from Tons Alliance. You are seeing now, today. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, let's call a spade, JJ Banda.
Yes.
From the callers, you went live and Lillian went live. I have only gone live now. And the reason I went live is to play the decision that the Resolute Party has made. The Secretary General and this Central Committee met actually yesterday when they heard that their president had defected and was going to be in Petauke for a rally for Hakainde Hichilema. And according to their constitution, they've made a decision.
Let me cut the phone, but you call me, I'll tell you how it is.
No, I don't want you to cut the phone. I'm going to release you. I don't want you to cut the phone. So Resolute Party sat as a leadership. They looked at their constitution. And the Secretary General, collectively as a Central Committee, have powers to do what they've done. President Hakainde Hichilema can be disciplined by his cabinet, or he can be impeached by parliament. There is always provision to deal with an erring leader. In this case, Resolute Party has looked at its constitution, and in the manner they sat, they have powers to deal with an erring president. And I repeat, President Hakainde Hichilema, if he misconducts himself, he can be punished. Our constitution provides how to deal with a president who's misconducting himself. So I just want to dispel the assertion that a president has so much power that no one can deal with him. No. A president all over the world, in any political party, if he misconducts himself, the collective can deal with him. In this case, Resolute Party, recognizing that there is a threat, bedroom Resolute Party, they've taken a preemptive and a protective measure, and they've expelled that Martin Piri. Whatever is going to do, that Martin Piri has been expelled. On my platform, I've always told people that want to disparage. Number two, on my platform, I've always told people that want to disparage. And whether it's Tayari is on the other side, I've always told them, when you're on this platform, let's discuss the issues. Don't discuss personalities. So that I have to emphasize. Number three, on Resolute Party, when the man went live and made those statements 2 weeks ago, even followers will tell you on this program, I said I've expressed deep concern, but I'm leaving it to the leadership in Lusaka. There are problems in Resolute Party and in the alliance, but the enemy is using those problems to enter into our party. But again, what is important, JJ, in your communication as you go, there is nothing that Piri can do to our candidates. Ballots have been printed. There is a constitutional court ruling. There is nothing that can be done. That I wanted to emphasize.
Now let me tell you on there, as Miracle, who sees everything, who sees the future, now let me tell you, the way these guys, that meeting they had today, it was a dangerous. Don't say that there's nothing which they can do. And then us right now, Wamwamba, the MP is not important. What is important is the president.
JJ, every day they are planning how to stop Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Every day. Every day. Every day. But there is nothing Hichilema would do.
But for me, I won't allow anyone to start a court process in 10 days. But keeping a court process,
Kulibaza in the court process. We've seen. Kulibaza in the court process. But my point is, we have two candidates that have brought two alliances together. Pamozi Alliance and Tonse Alliance. And we have the two candidates, two alliances that have a special purpose vehicle that is carrying the president. And on parliamentarians, we have these decisions where you have candidates that are on the Copper Belt and that are in Lusaka. I think we need to respect that. And again, we need to respect that the party as Resolute Party, recognizing the misconduct of their president, they've taken action like any other. You have seen political parties expel their president. In the last election, I remember that the president, JJ, has gone, but you heard his concern. To you people joining us, please don't use this platform to bring friction, either by bringing in Lillian or JJ Banda or Chilufya Tayari. I've always cautioned, let's discuss the topic. Don't use my platform to fight other people. Because you'll have people like JJ now agitated because he has his own platform and he wants to prove what he says is correct. But here we are not fighting anyone. The Zambians are going to vote in 11 days. And that's where your focus should be. How do we protect the vote? How do we protect that Brian Mundubile, who's leading 27 political parties? Brian Mundubile is not leading PF, Mwebantu wa Kwalesa. He has 27 political parties. So be broad in your assertions. And let us not bring these fights, Resolute Party, NRP, UP, focus on the big issue, which is the presidency. Let's go back to the cause with that guidance. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Bamwamba, this is Sinyangwedani. Lesale mpala mano yo mwakwatayo Bamwamba. Moneni, I'll speak to you Zambians. Na Moses we nelo afikile parade C. There were confusions. Let's focus on the big issue. And the big issue is we have already won the battle. We want to eleka satana. Aleke alufyanye fintu. Ole fintu fyonse na fiwamba. Bamwamba, I like the way you do things. Let's stop this thing of calling names and saying bad things about one another. Let us just look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is taking Mundubile and Makebi Zulu back to state house. The ballot papers have already been printed. Let's go and go back to God to lay paper. Thank you, Bamwamba. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Anonymous, make your contribution. Just a minute, my sisters. Just a minute, my sister. I put you on speaker. The phone is not on speaker. Okay, you can speak now, my sister.
Bamwamba, nalanta mpira amuli uyu Martin Pili wati resolution party. Na mwishi baba Mwamba election twala chitaono mukulo. Atupaputa kuli ba president bakainde. Katuntu ba president bakainde ngana sibashuka. Ngatoba bantu ko president wa bomba. Uya chita campaign. Tetu mwa block campaign ku kofi. First ba president ichi benga ni problem chiba kwete. Kabale foku ndini na ve tata kunchi. But defe ya kwa nyo kuni na naba no. Brian Mundubile 2 months ayina ewa ishibikwa. Tuachua tungala bufuati uku ni Brian Mundubile. Papodia mungu Brian Mundubile. Tepo kuinokuba. Tukunda tuwakwata freedom mchami chesu kukupota. Efo kwa sio kuvota. Bamwamba bansikela mwana kwasa ngwapo kwa sio kuvota. Bala kwata freedom uno tafuana okula kange. Okula lete kofyonge. Mulendo fide chitika. Mao kisamba. Na udabati wana nkwepiri. Mao samba alikuwa tongu moa baifu. Urongu moa baifu. Ule museba. Yata ilita tadi president. Badi mukana abantu kufya abatawuti. Umuna isema sebi. Apisa. Badi minyabengi. So chadi mukalipa no kwipa kutaipa ya uzo mkwani bato mkubo. Uyonomba ala kitafuti. Ndi uja aba wiki nabo. Balabale mwalika aba inafidia. Kutu wabulo kukwate mpia walini wakwate fepati. Baya kugota usema ni pati ya kukuba. Ifwe inoshitana ipo ya kwa chituwalisana nchita. Tulefu okuvota ifwe pate iti. Tulefu okuvota. Balungu badi sungwa bodi. Tulefunga na by election mtalo chakita Zambia. Zambia yukulusana te abantu pia wabene bale kulusana Zambia. Not bale kulusha kwe bantu. Tuli bakulusana bonte bakulu. Etu waite. Fidesho bale chitabadia. Buta kanchi nchi kula kaka ula zo constitution. Bamwamba inena chinto kya mazo na munchiba. Abantu bajaba yina pama party ababa yina pa resolution party. Esa kwalela ngabamwamba. Imi ninalipela irampi ebikwe. Neba kainde. Irampi nadi okukana nechola. Bino ababa nesu beminine nabo abakatora nabo bina abantu kuti. Abantu twalebebe. Ababa ilampi gambo kuwa kale mumwe batola mwamsilamba letu. Teteni ngole ngingana ngwadi kukosana nimi napela. Ikapushitiwa bwana. Abo baya mboku na leto ngoto.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Sorry, the line dropped. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, Maya.
Hello, Mama Benquai.
Endita.
Mama Nyirenda, ndetumina kusuvalesti.
Yes, Mama Nyirenda.
Mkwai. Ine nalala ndakupali ba jeje na baliri ni
awe ifyo ninkanya awe iliweli ashi ninkanya mwala twakanika
okay lekeni ndande ko fepera mpi na panani kale na pachola
okay
apa pera mpi na pachola ba mwamba ba Brian Mundubile na ba Makebi Zulu I think bali umfwana nero baishire kuno kurusaka ama MPs na kansela bali iminika aba pakashola na ba president ba Brian Mundubile po bali tatwa mwenepo MP wala mpya imini na padia tatwa mwenepo kansela wa mpya imini na padia so ichichipani na mfe I chance twala imisinga foeka umulando wako bati ichalo nachimoneka uko bati ba Brian Mundubile na abe na makansala zabali pa Roosevelt na bali pa lampi bala muleko kwati bala wina lero yo twala fulunganya fe webe ne fweka panta tuleikatana ubwafya mwenene ama spokesperson na yafula lero chandelo mbaba Makebi Zulu na Brian Mundubile ngabale umfwa chance tukwete ni ine fweba ikatire chipani chibatu pokere banyongere ba HPF fwe bantu after ba PF barusa intungulushi sonse ma MPs bonse na bakateka ba former president umpasha ulale mchibote bonse balikerezi makamaka ifofwe makolazi nifotwale tumo mulabasa pa mulabasa paka dai mtu alikwete na meeting ba Brian Mundubile eko bali uko tutasho kwa bati zona na tumatuna mwikatire chipanichi kanishireke ni basi musha chipanyonga
the cutting, sorry my dear sister, and let us be brief. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Just a minute. Hello, good evening.
Okay.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
Yes, Michael Zephania Perry is my name.
Zephania, make your contribution, my brother.
Yes, I'm the campaign manager for Honorable Jean Kapata here in Mandevu.
Oh, and she's standing on what ticket? The Resolute Party.
On RP.
Yeah.
RP, Resolute Party. And I want to tell the people of Mandevu that they shouldn't even get worried about what is happening because there was a case where the Constitutional Court has said that there is no withdrawal at the moment. There is no withdrawal, meaning we are going to vote our Member of Parliament here in Mandevu under ticket of Resolute Pakachola, and our President is Brian Mundubile because they are in the alliance, Chonse Alliance. Now, what I want to say about Dr. Perry, all what he has done is personal gain because he has not thought about the people who have stood and the people who have, they have invested a lot of money in the campaigns. And he has not consulted anyone. If he had consulted people, I think he would have been advised. And because we know what has been happening, especially when it comes to UPND. UPND, they are playing politics of perception. They are in the last kick of a dying horse. That's why if you have seen President Hakainde Hichilema, he wants to embrace, he has embraced Mao Sampa, he has embraced now Dr. Piri. These are the people who are not factors. When you look at where Dr. Piri in Katete, when he was talking to people were not responding because he's not known. He's not a political heavyweight in our country. If he was a political heavyweight, it would have made sense. So that's why Zambians, let's follow what we want. We know what we want and we want change. So let's not be drilled with what people are saying about Resolute. Resolute is represent Makebi Zulu. And you know, special purpose vehicle which they are using is Roosevelt Party, meaning there was some agreement. And that agreement, Dr. Piri, he can't just breach it. That's why in the press conference today, he has been expelled from the party and the Secretary General is now in charge. So let's keep calm. Let's continue supporting and campaigning in all those who are standing at Resolute Party. Let them continue campaigning. They should not even get stressed because we are changing in the next 10 days. The government will change and will be able to correct everything. Thank you very much, Ambassador Mom.
Thank you. This caller has been waiting for a long time. Let me please pick the caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, my brother. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. It will be bad to cut you. How often we don't munishani? Ndifie bwino landeni po yamani mweba ani mule tumina kuisa. Ero mushimeno komule umfuila.
Chanda calling from Southern Province.
Chanda from Southern Province. Cut the other line, please. I mean, cut the other device that you are listening from. It's creating echo.
Okay, it's off.
Thank you.
Nkomona sana program mulandire namu kanyo kuta okupanga difference iri yonse kumashina abantu batabali
Abashiripo
badozo ndofo okulanda kyakwe bati omuntu fyoli wonse bamwamba ngapaisa problem iri yonse awufuire fe watora fe ngani phone ngani computer tawra puisha no kufikisha because ora mwachamba program hii mwachamba poksta explain judgment muri case ya ba arikalaba concerning ama running mate where you said that na mtagwati ama running mates having ma political party bali chita withdraw according to the constitutional court judgment, they are still running mates in various political parties. So, a real much better introduction, actually very important, panel. Meaning that I'm a ballot paper because this is not happening for the first time. So nombe taumfuikishe wambokulaiva abantu especially when they have published a contest using RP wambokulwe rwenulo ya on your own nali station. You don't do that because nabasta discourage having a candidate abayimina RP. And I'm very surprised that now kwatara courage ya kwevati ikuto you no kusa defend something that he knows ukwevati information is very accurate. And being a reader and being a journalist, you are, Mr. Mamba. Sometimes we don't have an opportunity you apply your knowledge. But on Banga judgment, where you know to say, but the information is sure. Now then you begin to defend it. Number could be affected or now affected. Because of the constitutional judgment, the constitutional court judgment, MPs and councillors they are safe. But no to defend what is wrong, what's the fiction.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello.
Nameless, make your contribution.
Thank you so much, Bamwamba. Well, Bamwamba, the first I would like to emphasize on, it's very true that your platform isn't a platform where to start, fighting and arguing, which is very, very true, and I agree with you. I ama members yaba resolution party kwebati benga kosa pantu they have come from a long way. Tabe fiaba kosa sana ama Zambians ifo mweba fema Zambians na tuishocho tulefwaya elonga muamona umuntu aisa kakusuka afuma mu michilechila aya kumbi ni shifyo mtima wakwe na kale tawa wa kwebati kuti aikara muri chilechila so ababere ba president kubale kafye tabasende abena Zambia na abeshi becho balifwaya nangu bonse bakuna chita defect bafuma mubaya ifo tabatusende we are for Mundubile na Mundubile na bonse abali bali supporta so nde bakoselesha sana ero chakutotera no kutotera kulibena mweba brothers na sisters besu mweba muri yo kati ukwebati chakutotera na pakuisa bike fin pamula baso kutweva lero tufuire okulanda popali 10 days ya shala bamwamba te kwa bati tulepita mu findu fyakale tufuire okukosa nombo okulalanda pama vote protection. Very, very important. This is what people should be talking about. When I look at your icon, Mbone Nkalam, Tefofine, Abapo, Mkwaye, Bamwambe Nkalamu Yadi Shupa, Nkalamu, it will do everything to attack. So, to feel like but if to learn one Nkalamu. Inkala mkuti ya pitiro kuno. Kulerona yo inenkala mumuli fi mwe fintureza mkuchimfi. Mwe bantu bakwalesa tuwa mipapata. Leke engle anda pama vote protection. Tuibwe sesha kunuma. Imingala tuwei ya yamba kale. Tupe fia kulibale. So kwa tifinga bagino. Mwana ni aba lumendo. These two boys who are called boys. They have worked so hard. With their team, with the two parties. They have worked so hard. Why drawing back? For what? Who should you fear? Na ngufeba tuisa dile kwa kusonge ndalama. Tualafu wana kumbi kwa kusonge ndalama. So, if you're natural for Gulanda Bamwamba, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I've got 3 people waiting, so please just continue to wait. You'll be put through. Let me take this caller first. Hello, caller, please tell us your name. Oh, we've lost that caller. Let me take this. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, good evening, Ambassador Mamba.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Kaputa.
Kaputa. Landenipo.
Ndifuna kulomba kuti abene Zambia bonse mweba konke program na bonse bakonfa konsoko twaba tuisusu kapali fyachitika apa tufuire kuishwa ba president akainde fyo baba bafayo kona ola pantukwena umutima wabo panshi na bafika tabakwete utukato utwinga twakutubala wina ayama elections nomba bali pali twala filira munsenga tekuteka kwabo echo bale faila bafiona ole. So mwitiri mukabonse ululwa isolo abaruzelo party president atibayoko mwibaseka nokubaseka lekeni fie pantu tirelanga imbela yaba president hakainde that even in the last 2 minutes bena balefu abachite score a negative goal abomba ilo bafumine mukulanda pali uli omwa ise twalenda paula bushiku Iris Kayingu kuti bafupokolo lestiu bashali ati baye koni bena kuntanshi tabakwete manifesto yakusita present kubantu lokuti abantu babe convinced ukutira church nekwa tuwekishepo okusala ba president hakainde i first 5 years nabawomba apa nabachonga nabachonga tabakwete efyo balekisanga baya pa podium bayiminina bena kwamba kutololo muntu kumona ulokumutko kumushobe fintu ifibi so tuikuntikirwa nekibachita na ule muntu na bamusenda na bamulipira ka Iris Kayingu ndiye kachefya kalandira okutila mwe bantu na pamenso kale ponyo kupapa ati mpia banchitire offer na ino sita tulimo mno mchalo cha Zambia alero shamukutila shiri mpia ngomutima wakweta wate nokuwombela abena Zambia nga alisendwa na uwine nga alipoka meaning ababa lepoka tabakwate mtima yashikitala iyashika pacho balefwaya ngolefwaya okuya imini nako ku parliament okulalandila bekala kyalo kulu bali usalile tawabe lunkumbwa muchipingo mwali ba script ya ilanda ati a soldier doesn't involve himself in civilian matters. Mukutila chonse cho ulefwaya okuchita ufuile okukwata discipline atichi tetinchite pantu ndefwaya okuchita fyakuti ndefo kuba MP wa kwisa wa party president wa party. What does it require of me to be a party president kuba discipline not kusompolwa ukuya kubika ati niwe bulombo wala kita endorse ba other president ilo tamuli mwala ilo waliba mu alliance mumbikale wale kenfe baleya naturally if the party president ulianaya after my elections ba mabachitili mukati kukesa boke ku court aho takakabyoke ku court mumwe mulandire bamwamba teka nyenfe wonse bweseshe nife emitima yenu para pepe pona kale utule pepa but these last 10-12 days bakainde bena balefasi okuchitapu ichintu ichibicha kwa bati babona ule ibumba Yesu muitele ntenta mu bantu bakwalisa elio bamwamba fine time ndimba makebi zulu bale umfako na Mundubile konso kulefu mama shui ayamsalula umusambo fe wonso shapeli umkata kulilesa especially campaign yuko twafumana yo 2021 we've been campaigning kwa hapo 5-year term ya pitange mu Zambian political history ukufuma mu January mu August 2021 to date we've been campaigning. So if you have to base mukutukwa ubibatile if you batile tatefano kulumbula amashu yansedi ayo awe nalomba fe chikosele shikuli ba Makebi Zulu vice president na president Mundubile bene ishu nose landirede aba negative ba lise chef pantu ipinda limwero ningoma bantu kuti bayo bati nabatuka awe musumba I just have to dilute idipinda musumba mwali babantu msangoza in every other gathering mwali babantu msangoze so na papene mwali kwata abantu abalanda positively dear ba vice president Makebi Zulu and ba president Mundubile. You have a lot of people both ku diaspora ko na kuno konsa kumishi ko Zambia kwa kaputa wasatula Mr. support but muri nebumba kwena nembuto na imbi kutia sangwa but imbuto taifuiro kumipela okutelententa ati chalalo lwakububi imbuto nayo yine Yesu Kristo taposelepo na ngumo pali bali abonsa abasambi Judas Iscariot ale yafuirisha kuli to offering to a ministry yaba Yesu bali shibe but he didn't cast him away. Why? Yesu bali sabali mupere na ulia wini so na pene ba president Mundubile and ba vice president Makebi Zulu nika acquaintance fiaka mubele sheko kutila pawa ntumosa mukala sunga mchalo cha Zambia kukala sangwa kwembuto shimo na sheshi ineshenu bena Zambia. Thank
you very much. Okay, let's process the calls quickly. Let's process. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You've muted yourself. Hello, caller. Bamunkonge, it's not you yet. Lolele nimwe. Hello, caller. I've got this caller. Is a councillor, but I don't know if he would like to remain anonymous. But he has muted himself. Hello, caller. Oh my God. We just have to cut him. Bamunkonge, good evening. Please tell us your name. Namla Mishwakale. Mwa Munkonge. Landeni po. Endita. Endita.
Mwisakamana badirero limo omuntu ngalego mbomuli mutamule mutasha limo kula kwata mashamu kwa mubiri abantu bale kwata ko ruse no kukwata ko nenkumbu pamilimo mwabombe shikuru kwamba potwambira obulendo no kufuka pama elections alipo nangule charo chitachimuno milimo mwaikate shikuru lero abanga abaparamina ko bale tontonkanya ko limono kutashero tabara sosa ikintu kiri cyonse bamwamba muri mfumu nimwewo wa public secretary bama structures yonse mu Zambia kairimu alikwata n'omulimo wa kubomba muntu kyakwebatika tushinomulingalosha Washimwamba nala rombera kowerero kumakorazi nakishiba mwachi baba kufurwa bati lero bakola ichachirenga tibarande po umurungu wapo afye result party bale start campaign kuri uraumbi murabasa wachisa pansha rumbule so abantu bali ntumira amafoni atira ndeni kona urumurabasa wakulya if you start campaign wa RP ama elections yaba president tete abe wino echo ndero mbako kuntungurushisha kutonse alanzi ili mwamune fintu kubata fili wino mwabika kwaba nespanshi bantu bantunga tole mona takwa kuchinjanya amashiwi pamura basana nguni munonko mwamona mule pusana mumusebo tiba misura bonse ati baraba nabanganda tabakwa to muchinshi to abadiri okumona almost 2 weeks RP baraba start campaign paska paponena nefi lero ntungurushisha kulya ndeshiro mbako oko tuwafumine omo turi mu cyaro tamuri umutende so katwingire no mutende na bonse abanesu abakwata ama favorite bafuire barango obutungurushi bisho butungurushira nkuteke cyaro kura tshati wo minister ko wachiya wamgo kumubirikisha awe katushite ko finto amali realities finto shaba serious wa shimwamba lero nde mitotera pali leadership yenu bantu mu finto 50 ko abambinga bali ponena na mukuruva no mulimo tuimisho wa vote protection ulishe wino nama candidate besu bakonkanye permit bakwatisha kushpa pantomo bapita mwapita matapata elio ifitire bapiri fyaba po wino ukuchire ifitire walili mutambo fyabipa po ifitire bachungu fyabipa po ifitire jebanda fyabipa po ifitire wa Martin Piri fyanguka papantu wa Martin Piri tawakwete po impact orote koba chama leaders ngabaikara tondoro instabeshi befire chitika tete bale staff bese mukuranda paba mwambati yo na tuisho Martin Piri arefo ku chitefi baramona baishi balefinga konkapo na mafaja abalishi batichika baso nokupituruka mu barabantu maroya baleshi banero bale chitechi ntukutemwa kwa mpya kwa ba Martin ale ne baipusha future nomba kutana ipusha question if you are Martin Vasta in those waka inde nombanga chakwe but RP candidate apitira na oppose ku constituency aimineka so na uli candidate lero we mupinga wapwa pantu kwali baba apitana oppose so fuba fili baipsha baje banda tuushe RP ngali minino kwa kumokulia na oppose na ngutu alikuwa kansela na oppose RP nomba baraba president ngabasta in those so which means ilikuwa kwa by election alifindisha mwana organization yose pa kuipanga yali kwata constitution bali ishiba ba register society of baranje pa kulembeshe chintu ufuire wapanga organization ingarani nga country wali ba mafunda yako ba date ya chitenja bena Zambia so fyonse fyo fyali pekanishwa mu rupapuro rulya ba checkinga in case president aba se office ushe fi amafunda yalera ndashani so ara mafunda ba pekenya akali apa yabomba na ba piri bene bali ishoboko batapali impactinga panga porero bali temwe mpia nomba banga bambo kuranda baje banda bamije mutambo nishe bambo kona ola nomba mati mpiringa afya bona bekara tondoro nishtapali chinga tikabale ko kurusha ma candidates ba api sen support wa Mundubile tufunya ko fyonse fyo 2 weeks bachitafe support yo votereni NRPU utu tufyo wawe tefe tufile chireba.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Brian Manuel.
Good evening.
Yes, I just want to encourage our fellow Zambians. I want to remind everybody.
Your name, my dear sister. Do you want to remain anonymous or are you telling us your name?
I think let me just remain private because we are linked to BBC and other organizations.
Thank you very much.
Want to say, yes. So I want to encourage the fellow Zambians that the international community have attention and they have the large interest for these general elections. And I just want to tell you that Brian Mundubile and Makebi, they have sacrificed their lives and everything that they have. It is your time now to sacrifice everything that you have, because if you allow UPN to remain in power, this will be the last general elections to have presidential elections, because your constitution has been already changed. And you have to pray to God that you were even given a chance really to practice presidential elections right now. Now, I just want to tell you, it's not important about councillor at this point. It's not important about MP. It's not important the mayor. We are focusing about the presidential candidate. We should focus about Mundubile. Mundubile, everybody knows across of the country that Mundubile is under the lamp. So what is the polling station? The first ballot that you have to mark, it is Mundubile. You have to follow where the lamp is at the box. And I am telling you, my people, that you should go with your own pay. When you vote, because the voter protection, it's based on you. This is very, very important. In Canada, Arabi, whatever, it is a distraction. Going to lose the focus. Whether B is there or not is not important. And as I conclude, ballot has been already printed. So there is no candidate who will withdraw in this moment, because this is confusion. So what we are focusing, it is Mundubile. Mundubile is on the ballot and is not affected anywhere of the confusion that is coming from IRP. So, and this is the time that we should give ourselves gap with the connection with God. Because there is the forces between devil and God. These general elections, it is a spiritual battle. And if you don't have a connection with God, this is the time that you have to practice, because there is a lot of that is about to happen. And it is only God who is going to do his final part. Thank you so much. Remain blessed. We are changing the government, and we are so thankful to God that the international community is the part of this journey. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening, good evening.
Ambassador, I'd like to thank you, first of all, for your consistency. You've been a rock. You've been a rock from the very beginning. You've had total discipline, and you've lived completely true to your title and calling by God. And that we, as children of God, must learn from you. To be an ambassador of Christ, to be able to bring peace where there's confusion, to know the wisdom of God. There are some things that are not worth our attention. There are some things that are not worth our breath. There's a time to speak, a time to keep quiet, a time to laugh, and a time to be solemn. Please, unity. We will not retrogress, we will not retard. We will proceed, we will move forward, we will forge ahead. And like the previous caller said, a lot has been sacrificed. Makebi and Brian have sacrificed to the last. We, the Zambian people, must emulate that unity, that brotherhood that they have forged. We will prevail. If you see confusion, it is a trap. And the last thing I want to say, nganangishwe tole wina, chishwinga mbok pampa minina zbambi, chishwinga la kumishenda lama, pari yabene zandi bafuna kumono kwebati tapari chabo, tieni ni gogo forward. Lesami pale, apale na ba Brian na ba Makepi, atupale na ifwe bonse, tuakana ikori ya kutupatula, ikori ya bubifi, ikori ya ipatila. It is not our nature. Let us do what we set out to do, and that is to support Mundubile and Makebi. Kwasila. May God bless you.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you for your kind words. And let's see, so many people waiting. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Let's get the cause. Let's get the cause. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Imanziwana bo ambassador Mwamba.
What David Manziwana. Good evening.
Good evening. Ambassador, I'll use your platform to appeal. Kukafela malozi, kafela bana bapo Yesu, kafela una basichaba asilozi. Please come so President Wauna yoyo mcha ya utese azwero pili wata mabulozi. Kafela na malozi, wawalatana abulozi, wawalatana ebizwa Barosaland. Time wabungata luto ikutama kanda hai luto utwaza utisesa na mikupa kana mabutuku mina malozi kaufela bana ba Yesu aluzweni kamso yo utoma kanda ya utisa mutio kimtompei lutweza hai usika utwa babamu tile mwa Mungu tile kutolitisa makanda ya matuna. Please, Ambassador Mwamba, this agreed with the caller who just finished now. Let's not lose focus. The ball is on the presidency. That's what we are fighting for, the presidency. All these wrangles which are taking place are just a distraction. We should not lose sight. The ball is on the presidency. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Thank you, and thank you for that special call. For those that do not understand laws, David appealed to the people of Barosaland to turn up in large numbers, and he said, in a few days, Brian Mundubile is coming.
Hello?
And so that was a special appeal that he was making in Lozi. And thank you, David, for that special appeal. Caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello?
Yes, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Chungulopo mkwai ba Ambassador Mwamba.
Mkwai mayo. Chungulopo mkwai.
Mkwai. Vana mwala kulusaka kuno.
Mkwai mayo. Landeni po.
Mkwai na totela sana paku bathurunda shupuka sana dionse na posha kumonsabele mfone chalo cha Zambia. Na ba President wesu wa Mundubile. Mkwai. Ba Mwamba tuisuminisha shetani mwasaka bingo okutuingirira pachita tufikira apa tuyamba okusontana eminwe mwe bantu bakwalesa iyi election natuwina kali muleni pressure bakwete ba mundu ba ichilema balayunzinga ishira shonse pakuti batufulunganye muleni abayimini na pelampi muleni abayimini na pachola wonse my brothers and sisters insta yalipita bali printa kala ma ballot papers ishishele ko the majority wins lekenya abana ba campaign monse mo bayimirira mu nshende monse abapachola na bapelampi monse babwananina tapali ukupusana muleni benofu bale chita independent kuya musalwira abafyashi kwimina papodium ba president abashayishindi bashimuchindikwa bamukusalula abafyashi babagali nkombo ifyo bishire chitika kuri balizo rutina ba NRPUP so ababelefu afe balete chimfurunga niwera mumao sampa twakupapata italushe kumukulu lupalo abayedika chagwalungu walifishibe fyose fyachitike abatwere ulupa ku koti walirwishibe twakwesteni wa muku campaign ati mwika bavota iyo bantu bali feedback anokushikwa ba ECL au mao sampa uli mubi uli mwana mubi
we mausa mpalesa akakulolekesha pokwenda tulepe patulipa makufi ama elections bayupendi na baluza tabakwete manifesto baleti baya babwekera bamkulanda feshimo na fimo iyo abama boys no muchishi tabakwete kwali bakateka wabulo muchishi esho tuingekalira fwe bana Zambia chena chakana sene twekatana ifye mwense abayimina patushola bayimina pamalampi bonse nichimo twabika fe chimo bwananina twibika polo kutira iya time inasira kudala ni kuvota chekwa sala madezi ya sila bamwamba emashi bwina chikwata na koselesha kuna amazambians bonse buloku shikubwa kuvota abapumbukira kubwala twapapa tabalimendo mwikano tufunyepo buteko butuletere emipamba takwabo omuntu akutya kaulo munango watekera ekyalo wakyulira ekyalo ayabula omubiri akakawula abwera lapitana n'okupitana okwabula n'ensoni ana ku eastern bwekerako awe mashimu nakikwata baonalepo ambassador bamwamba chisima muwombe bwe.
Thank you very much.
Senda mewini.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Babwaria, make your contribution.
Mkwai, nine bojabu botembo ba Emmanuel.
Mkwai.
Nde tumina kurundazi. I think mamo na nakunye nuko the first time but program kali na tampo kudamu.
Mkwai.
Nde dotera sana fakala mpaperi program yonu ba mwamba na apopo tuwafika. Ukumunoko bati focus yesu bonse kwe bana Zambia. Tupose amano kuli voter protection. Bamwamba ine ngo musepera na kulila mukopa belt nifwevo bali bamo ababikirepo basata kana loresha efyo tuwa kulo kunepo tuwafika apa bamwamba nisa ngo bati charo cheso umutende tamuli umutende ni pamulandu na ba politician besu kwati ababe n'abafyashi twali bachetekere okweba tya kabiri giant aba mwishina lyabo bala chita unite chalo sisi ne ba businessman bali kwatane ndaramu baratu afoko monoko bati charo chesu mubuno nchibuntunesa pela tuwalaya pantange kanshitata twabule chibanda twabika pampani pesa tuwerereko chimbiva mwambucho ndifo kuranda kuchakwe bati inoko ndi kurundazi kunokuri bamayo bakulenda shishi be strategy imbyo mukwete because ifo chile chitika kuno chakwe bati background chinkafye lesa nasa nkakale ne Mundubile na Makebi lero chile chitika baba neso katwishi n'abakwate emitima kwatidde ba Muzambia era ndali pale ba UPND bamwamba nga kyakweba fyati bakushikokwe bati iwe ulina Mundubile kwatifo bambi abafyashi besu bambi ne bakansera bali Mundubile bare n'abakwata urupapuro rw'abi bakaitwalikarako twalibomberako ku makantri bombine nalibomberako ku Kongo kusakanya nalibomberako na mumala uturayamu so nalimona ubukankala bwakwikwatire cyalo batukusada but ababa ne swabele tuteka bali tuteka mu nshiri ya kwebati just because in ule support Mundubile oro mu PF kubona kwati mwe bofolena futi kwati walire techimfurunga nyamuchabo so naroshana taba bantu bele tutora kuisabama so ukutotera lesa kwa kwebati Isa mushishonse esho bengapanga ubutungurushi uberaniresa ero lesanga sarokwe bati ni ba Mundubile abala kwata ubutungurura mu 2026 oroveshi amasamu ya musangushana lesa ni lesa takuri umuntu wingiye makanana na lesa chimbi bamwamba na chumfa muna mulondororo kwe bati n'abatu bloka ama account yare ya kutumamo i 3/4 kuru wiko turupia pamotwa vote protection ipepo lyandi nangulo kulomba kwandiko bakalamba abalero leshapo please bafuse kwamana okumuno kuba tibachite bintu fast because aba bantu n'abachenjeresha n'abekala patukunda twosekayi n'abeshuko batulupya nalwena tulafu apakalamba sana pokwe bati tukwate okukumanyisha ifire fwaipo kuchitapako bati ama election to win. So leken tugombere chapamo lesa akwatu okutwafwa ng'amazambiani bamwamba ineni nkwata abana babiri but uwika shufo bushupire ifwe kalile mpya shamu circulation ama businessman bamwamba ke bintu tuwachula mu Zambia tuwachula so lesa twafwe tieni tubike bonsamano pamo tureketia kukulemana sana tukwate fyo omutimu wakumuno kuba kitwikatane bonse tubombere chapamo bakwe bati ubuntungwa ubuyise otherwise bintu tafiri wino.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
Patrick, we are calling from England.
Patrick from UK, make your contribution.
Thank you, Ambassador. Ambassador, first thing, I would love to comment about what is happening. Whatever has happened now, us taking time, talking about this and that, what we're talking about right now, that's exactly what the UPNG wanted to achieve. And I can tell you that partially they have achieved, because for I don't know, for some hours, they have distracted us from talking about vote protection, talking about the suspension of the account that was introduced to help the team with funds and so many things that they're supposed to be talking about. The issue of Kalonga meeting where they are doing unbranded minimum and distributing to people. The issue of today, you saw in Eastern Province, the president was also recruiting people from the clouds where was that, okay, this group of you guys, you are lucky now that you have President Ichilema and are you're going to be employed and everything. They are trying by all means to distract people from that very much important. Look, Ambassador, who knows Doctor, the same guy, whatever his name is, the one who defected today, who knows him? Even the political party where he's standing, just like the NRP-UP, these two political parties were not known at first. But because of the people that these two political parties adopted to contest on them is what made these two political parties to take and have a name. So even now, this person has gone. He has gone alone. How many votes has he gone with? Chances that even his family cannot go with him to the party where he has gone. You know. So what we should do is to continue preaching what we have been talking about. This is vote protection. I know the comrades, people I mentioned, George Banda came. All of these guys is because they love the country and they want this thing to happen. They want to move this government. Remember, the judge has been out of the country, away from his family for a long time. Definitely, he has this election at his heart, so he doesn't want to make any unnecessary mistakes. So, personally, I can understand him and him just like any other. But what we should do is let's not lose focus. And I would just love to appeal to the president and the vice president. Let them address this issue tomorrow so that they can put people's hearts full and then assure them to say, despite what has happened to this comrade who has gone away, nothing is going to change the cause and nothing is going to affect anything. We're going to go on the 13th and vote for these people so that we can change the government and have a better Zambia going forward. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. We'll be closing the debate. I want to rebroadcast our discussion yesterday of who will win the elections. What is happening in the Regional Party, like everyone says, it's a distraction. So Piri has been dismissed. He has been removed. You are going to see Piri is going to issue a statement to fire. It's the same story. You remember the issue of Mao Sampa and Robert Chavinga. There will be dismissals flying left and right and center, fighting for legitimacy. But what I can tell you, the candidates that are on Resolute Party cannot be removed from the ballot. Whatever they will try is just a sideshow for ZMBC to keep the country and to disorient the Lusaka and Copper Belt voters. These are the biggest voting blocks. And like everyone is saying, focus on the ball. Mundubile is almost there. You only have 11 days. Do not be distracted by these excitement. So you will see a letter. One letter will come from Piri also firing the other. It's the same thing. They'll keep on doing all that. We know the playbook. They're playing the Mao Sampa playbook. But do not be distracted. The biggest voting bloc in our country is Lusaka and Copperbelt. And it must turn up to vote. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Ndikumatero, because we have another program to rebroadcast. Good evening.
First thing first, I want to tell the people of Zambia, it is a very sensitive and a very serious issue about democracy. Zambia is a democracy. And these issues and division of killing of democracy, our president is spending 20 millions, 10 millions, 3 millions on people buying, is going to kill our country. I would want to urge all Zambians to make sure that they go and vote and protect their vote so that we take this dictate out of that political history ever to have ruled the country. We've never seen a man who goes to Southern Province. He goes to Southern Province and start manipulating people from Southern Province as if he's the only Tonga that has been to Lusaka, saying that they used to beat you. We have our wives at home who are Tongas, who feels very bad when he speaks like that. When he gets to Northern Province, to Muchinga, other places, he comes to preach one Zambia, one nation. This man is not only a danger to democracy, is also a danger to our tribes. We don't want to see these kinds of politics ever again in Zambia. Let's vote this man out and we restore our democracy. Look what he has done today. Mundubile had set up a system of donations. People started donating. I think by now it's 1 million kwacha in 24 hours, which shows that people want to support Mundubile and they love him. Aka India, they can't even donate even a 20 kwacha for him. This man should go, and let's take it very seriously. This is the only last elections that we have. If we fail to do this, he's not going to conduct any other elections later on. I thank you and I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba. I will remain anonymous.
Good evening.
Ambassador, please, I want to offer into Chimo. It's about water protection, even number one. But if you're on self to number two, I want to focus on the President Brian Mundubile. Our elections, Chimuna independence of Tulanda Jones. Oku kana vote Brian Mundubile. Gefe balelanda. Zambia tukesalira kuntaish after 13th August. Takwa kabe election na imbi. So, voter protection, vote for Brian Mundubile chapwa. If you are conquerable, fikesa sakunuma. If you abantu bafite bashibeshwe 11 days ya sharako. Kwala abama distractions yabo bati abantu bakafira understand no ikamunika kwati ba abeka tene. Pape ne ba mwamba mfune mwa komela posana. Distraction realize in the next 11 days yalakula. Elo abantu tufile tu abashita encourage. No to babashita confused. Anything bakula confused abantu. So please ba mwamba koma ile npapo na to try submit. Muombe bwi.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba.
Thank you, my dear sister. Make your contribution.
Thank
Thank you. Mine is to just, ask the many of our people that have been working very hard. We are grateful that they have put messages across, but we've arrived at a time where we have to be very careful because so far, I think they've done a good job where they have been able to inform the masses and a lot of us on what direction we should take. Let them not spoil what they have achieved so far. The confusion that we have seen today, I know that a lot of people have commented about it, of this RP and the MPs that are standing and the rest of it. I don't want to go into the details, but what I'd like to ask, from our commentators is that they should never, ever go and form an opinion and begin to announce it before the leaders and everyone in the parties have sat to issue a statement. I think at this point we should be very careful. The people who are entitled or are given the roles to actually go and speak to the people now should be left to be the ones who voice out what should be happening. There was a lot of confusion today, and it is very easy to sway people away from what they have believed in. That is my contribution. And then, of course, voters' protection. And then also we should go very quickly into announcing, I think again from the leaders who are in charge of the fund mobilization, that they should announce exactly what people are going to do, because there are a lot of people that are itching to contribute towards the fund. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, there are a lot of people that wish to contribute to the fund. And yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Okay, I'm calling from Katete, Anonymous.
Anonymous, tell us your contribution.
My contribution is about, today I was saddened to hear the head of state saying that they will be cooking near polling stations. Really, if you go and review his rally in Katete, he said they will be making, they will be cooking in Shima so that when people vote, go and eat. Surely, I was shocked that the president could say such kind of a thing, because that is tantamount to vote buying. And as we go into these elections, we really need to be vigilant. Just like everybody has said, the most important thing, like even your emphasis, these elections are going to be won on the polling stations. And imagine the head of state saying on the podium that they're going to be cooking in Shima near the polling station. That is quite sad and it's alarming. And these are the things that each and every one of us should look out for. Probably tell and report to police or the electoral commission or presiding officers near that area, because they'll be literally like vote buying. And please, let's watch out for that, because if a head of state can say that kind of a thing, that's why I think I even agree with you when you say they are producing mealie milk that is unbranded, and I think it's going to those kind of programs, and that's what we need to watch out and go and counter. I don't know what mechanism we can use, either to stop it, to report to police, to tell the ECZ, whatever means that, so that we can stop. And as our people go to vote, even if they went and get that in Shima, they should go and vote the right way. Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you very much. Indeed, we understood ZNS and Correction Service are milling a lot of mealie meal, and we understand now it's becoming very clear with the remarks by the president that the UPND will be cooking at the polling station. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Mama.
Hello.
Constituency chairman.
Dagama Short, please make your contribution, my dear brother.
Bamwamba,
kyabula ndafye makamaka kuri ifwe bene abalingirire n'okuyingira mu buteeko eryo twatampa okulwa fweka ulanda sana chishibe na vote protection efo tuingaichita nga chakweba ati tulelwa fweka bantu bamwamba ichikankala chakumono kweba ati ifwe muno mundola ndefo kumyebe chinka bamwamba mundola Mimano Mulenga is doing wonders. Bangambi is doing wonders. Chiti Kubwana Mkubwa is doing wonders. Our Parizolite party. Now, the problem is with our friends. Lero amafoni batumine n'okulaba bafyaba nabo ati bakite withdraw. Kwatirimbi batemwa basekeramo. Mu kifo kyako bati bumfa obulanda pantu amavotes yakwete bamulenga amavotes yabamundubiri. Amavotes yakwete amacandidate yaba-RP amavotes yabamundubiri. Why should they start celebrating surely? Kwatina Kalimo, they are part of UPND. Awe, let's put our house in order. Pakuba tina vote protection tuingachita shani tuingachita protect ama votes. Pantu nga tuwate mwana. Ero tuwaleta vote ero tuwaleta protect ama votes. Ukuchira ififiri mwanga ni mundola. Tafiri buino. Chimbicha kulanda pocha kweba ati ama spokespersons na abafula bamwamba. Teti mwafu ekona ngoni ba kateka besu bonse babiri ukumuno kweba ati intunguru shishiriko like ama SG ba SG babiri baba kushara fe kuchita issue ama statements zani abantu bambya bakuma diaspora okona shani chefo okulanda popantu na mukanya but it's over straight etsuma iyo etsuma nangwa panono lekeni balekede abalingiri okutweba batwebe ero bale tontonkanya ati within 10 days kuti abanabo batashani withdraw na tuyefyefifine ingufofo mulondolwele na pamulandu wakweba ati ama candidates abeminine tapani no wala chita withdraw tuwatotera sana bantu abengi bale umfwa na tasha bamwa.
Thank you very much. Munina nangwashta withdraw baisi zeti nabakana you remain on the ballot. That's how clear they've made it very clear with that constitutional court judgment. Nangwa mapo epoli. We need to close up another program to run. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution. Endita.
Mkwai icharenga nokubati ndande pwe iringi ndakutika fikuma program yenu
Mkwai
yangu nicherwa ndesamuko yakonka nombe charenge chikuru kwati ndande po na chiraisho kwati ntumeko ka rusango na ine kanono
Mkwai
ire tuta reject yakana failed palas kwisa mfati awe
na besa la ba ZICTA na ba Bank of Zambia na batinyo munenso otwapereka namba batwala mipera imbi namba. But Secretariat, they are working on it to make it public quickly.
Then Chimbeton therefore Kulandako. You know, if we're to the Quatininganda, Momamona, it's not if you have a reading page, if you are Quevati to Amboko, you know, if you have a land of Quevati, Mukurumbanya Fumo, while I score it, okay. Bon seva tata Mundubile to Adivatemwa, Erotrefor Quevati, Bemin never to take. Nomba, weba and be very Tisamu Finto, Tafiweme. Balaska Balufiani, because Namchako at Batata Mundubile Tabariasca Fimifi, but busy. Nachako at Valley Fumfa, no Cobatumina Kuchava to Milavane, the Kenny from Rich Dave. But whenever the Konama contact number yavo, then Konave Nam, actually to Irlanda platform wapa. Because to Relangage when Sheila, Mamma. Turerandire fintu if papa platform wapa tureva pera my ideas avantuaba so that to feel everything we come on platform no for vambi panomletu mona that's why natrana chifo vamushirumburwa because to alikwata influence is on that status yesterday submission kwa twakwata na page pa Facebook twalikwata influence yako bati techituyumva nokuyumva. There are some nani kana macandidates obo tuletana support secret before tamulalanda nefa kwa kwambo kuchitako donate twali baba kwa tama candidates okutoma tare kwanisha tulabapera ma transport manation, but there were some people they are coming out like they have been quite eurefwafye bonse tulefwaya because chile tukalipa. So we bale chitamo bievu balarenge fintu fyonse fyona ike bachinje ko please twapapata apa tuli muri 75 minutes tukusherefe panono kwa bachi tuchite breakthrough nomba bona ule fintu lya twafika kuma last efe na chafu okulanda kuba tupere kwangu namba ifo tuambe okuchita contribute.
Natasha, let me take 2 last phone calls. Then we transition with another program that we are running just after this program. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Yeah, this is Tom calling from Lusaka.
My dear brother, make your contribution.
Okay, I think I just want to say concern. I saw in the daytime, in the evenings, the Secretary General of Resolute Party had to expel the president. Now I've seen the president expelling the Secretary General. I think
in my analysis, I had said that what you are going to do to see is what is called the Mao Sampa playbook. They'll be expelling each other. They want to distract us. But what is good is that on the ballot, our candidates will not be removed.
Okay.
That's what is important, according to 2 judgments from the Constitutional Court. One on independence and the other one on running mates. The ballot process will not be interfered with unless there is a death. So we'll go to elections and we know who we should vote for.
Okay, now I have a question there.
Yeah.
Let's just put for example, Mundubile goes unsuccessful if it doesn't make it. Don't you think these guys will be, their seats might be nullified?
Why would they be nullified?
I feel the same thing PFMPs suffered might happen to this if it goes.
Our MPs were never affected. We fought tooth and nail for 3 years. They remained in parliament.
Yeah, but they were not at peace anyway.
Of course, that is a role of UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema. He wants to disturb the opposition.
So what should they do? They should just leave it like that, expelling.
It has no effect. Proceed to protect the vote, proceed to vote. Mundubile on the presidency, and in your area, whoever has been allowed to stand, whether it's Resolute Party or NRPUP.
No, yes, Resolute Party, I'm in Monarico story.
Yes, so you vote for Resolute Party. But presidents, don't forget, is Mundubile. He's the only presidential candidate for these 2 alliances and these 2 political parties.
I know. I just wanted to get your view because
But you are going to have side drama. So this one will expel the other one expels the other one tries to go to court. It has no effect on what is going to happen in the next 11 days. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling from and make your contribution.
Moyo Wambuya from Lumongu.
Yes, my dear brother.
Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say something about the man who says HH said they will be cooking food at the polling stations. So if this man is willing to cook for 8 million voters, that means he's been starving this country for no reason. So we'll do a don't kubeba. We'll encourage our people to go and eat that food. That's their money. It's their taxpayers' money, it's our money, it's our minerals' money. So the people must go and feast that food and don't kubeva. We just do a don't kubeva. Even those regalias that are giving out, take as many as you want. Take as many. We take them.
But vote wisely.
But don't kubeba.
Yeah.
We are doing a don't kubeba.
Yeah.
Don't kubeba.
Okay.
So that's not even worrying.
Yeah.
He mustn't even worry if he's going to feed the people. It's good so that people can wake up early, eat that food, and don't kubeba. Simple.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's our money. It's our money.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution.
Okay, narava mburwande tumina kukafio kusa.
Mkwai.
Kafiwe. Na tuatrawa mwamba kwena ndesho kutuma sana nomba ishifika lero na squad desho kore kufika. Mira ndwire chitika muri kino cyaro kwena tayewe ngefu bakara ndabanse marangire. Nangu bakanye bare baputurera inya kutumina mwenderamu. Ule imachi ya ero tatu akafume polling station mpaka tukatite protect mavoti. So kuri bonse abare umfo kuranda kwandi please cheni twikatale pamo tule kyokwe bati nga ine bona likafu kaka nali kado musuma sana wabayupyeni bati kulingana nefya chai sachitika awe twalifumamo Mundubile tuweba botera.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I'm trying to take the last 3 calls. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution.
Yes, thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ambassador.
Good evening.
Mkwai kwena inena nene bo unknown caller calling from Chingora. Mkwai awe na nina mfobwino kwa postro lero amwambacho ndifo kurande cha face cha kwebati aba kutika kuri program mu Zambia bengi lero balanda po daba kubaba kwati mostly iba mubeni Mkwai so ndifo kusekesha kwa Zambians banandi ukwebati tuba distracted kufintu ishire isango mwina abantu bambaranzire tuba distracted because ngatuamba kula konka ama individuals bamoba mu botuishire namukanyo kubarumbula apa ngatuamba kula bakonkeresha baratufurunganya because ine natsaba confused zero natsamfwiriri ashi makayapwa makusitashani so nomba thank God you are there to guide the nation. So ndero mbokati mukonka nyepo kutukoseresha nokutuwika munshira Mkwai mu Zambians bananzi na papata tuyambo kumva kuri abo abantu abarifo kuona ula iliriashi na rishi kwa background ngane mu mchingora ni green kachika tuana ni blue mutwengalanda Mkwai so tuyambo konkeresha tawe mwibovotera mwitashani awe centre konka kanshi bamambofu bari tuweba nabakwata guidance yisu masana kuma Zambians Mkwai ero chimbi chintu tuibulisha tuibika lesa panuma ine nde chumfu echintu sentu bika lesa pantanshi nde miyeba ngituambo ukula takwa chikwangara nde miyeba tukachula ero abakaka kwa bengi ero if you are not infected we are affected zote tuiraba Mkwai abakaka kwa bengi so sentu bombere pamunga Zambians sentu bombere mukutemwana kaina mkuchinzikana twapapata iliri ashiri alipokali aba UPN jofarifuaya barifo kuona uri charo already bali chona ro machu barifo barifo bachikwirikise tabatu temenwe nabo bwino bwadi bakala na pa boarding stations mwe bantu bayiturunziro bunga kufuma padi 120 150 basabiko bunga 3 shani murenje batubunga wadi wa wande ebuka sirenshi mwe bantu sentu tontonkanye icharo chezo te Zambia ya muntu mbini Zambia yesu yatupereresa yatapali charo chimbi kotukaya ba free ukuchile charo cheso na papa tasuara ndefingi nimbi mkulanda tsolfa no kurufyanya because imitima shire kalipa kufintu ifire tsika so na totera sana padi privilege ya kulanda kona ine wine pabushi kubwerero na totera sana bamwamba mbombe bwino lesa tupale lesa tutangirire lesa ingire mutima shire subonse emkwa tuitemo fya kumfa na totera mbombe bwino lekena bambarante konga kuri chance.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Honorable Mamba. This is Kapia from Chicago.
Kapia, make your contribution, my dear sister.
Nasyonfuika fyonse firelanda abantu enyokulanda kwandinifi. Like a lot of people have mentioned, if you fyonse firechitika mwe bantu bakwalesa, it's simply a distraction. Ero nga kwali bwembya umulwanya atulopwera ku mwenso. Na ine confusion. If you feel it drama abene jeje abena Lilian, let us not pay attention to that. I'm a ballot yari ba printed out already. Tiba fichinjuru fyonso kuvukuba fumya po balabonse no. If it about lepe. Therefore kuchita oppose ababa kiralanda that we don't kubeba kudya ifo bakala ipikana shani. Please Zambians. Muipona na mubwadi fyo bwa wande na bweno bwa kusampana. Kafuma kuisecha kuna yobwadi pama polling stations. From where? This is not the first time we are voting in Zambia. This should tell us it's a lot. This should remind us. If Aka is certain to win, why would he start giving abantu amabwadi? Why would he start ukulashita abantu ukulaona ule mpia musipatarata mwabe emiti abantu bachula si ale unaula fiendera makusia wele si. Let us not be distracted. This one is gone. This battle is spiritual. Ubulwe lesa emwadi na kula lesa sana and we have won. If it's reached over UPND, these are the kicks of a dying horse. Ubulwe alana to win. Everything in these elections are spiritual. Ubulwa simbo ba president ba Mundubile na ba Makebi. Chituesule mwabantu bakwalesa. It's the same light. Rubuto, Mudino Bakaunda Bachimfishe to Apoka na first independence. It was the light, the flame. Even right now, Rubuto, okay, second independence. Not to Vepena Mabwadi. Not to Vepena if you know who should walk on Mount Sampa. Now, what you are done, you are done, that you are posted a question. Please, Zambians, want to Aqualesa, two square. Let us pray. Pepe kale twawina. No spirit kale twawina. It's just physically and for formality to bring in my brand into the state house. No one is going to be deceived in the mikusu ya bwadi. Who knows in a film in anything if something we don't know. So please don't fall for that in Shima.
Umbialele mbatu wakabalisha maplacenta mwalishwedi ya maplacenta.
Baledi kama maplacenta ama vote kini na fimbine misu shango mbena fi ati mukudi obwadi. Let's not do that, Zambians. Please. Emmanuel Mwambalesa mipadi she. We thank God to have you. At least imanga mlelanda kirofu umunsa untefidia abene DJ na abene jiji mwadi basana na personality. You know, they take things personal. This is not time for church, you say. How drama ya waitwari yoko.
Awe, iyo ninkanyo kulanda padi bambi. Narikanya inepa program yanta tuanda pa bantu bambi nanguna.
I'm sorry, nalanda pusho onale mutima wakadipa nofu bale. Okula leta confusion ya some last minute. We say no to that. Devil is a liar. Kale tuawi. Mundubile na ba Makebi. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Nangumu nandi chulufya tayari ndakanya besa pa program yandi ati yo tayari achitefi. Njerao banenga na mkwate ya kulanda padi tayari. Mutumineni mulande padi tayari. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
This is Mavis Mamwamba.
Mavis, make your contribution, my dear sister.
Ipo tulibaiche but if ile tuseke shafako ataba kulu tule mfama stories yako at na ifo for baiche tule papa tete for want to money fact this is a game. But hapa nafa tu amkufika fe everything is about to happen to amba fe nombo kuba carried away by something that is nonsensical. Let me say this. Sorry to use this term. So awaba kudia balenda no kulanda tifya kudio bwali bakayedio bwali mkwai because pabwali pale potuka mfura neli ashi pabwali pala pena bakala ishi bila tu mingara to balete yanishi. And then my emphasis of na tumina sana ba mwamba yako ba fiance fanto fu bale fwaya ifo tukwate confusion Once I want to want to diaspora, ground in fuel. We can't fight this battle until this time. I don't know what to say to Lucy because someone has started to win. So to a papa, me, I'm appealing to you, abantu. Ndakwamba komairo bakambe to sensitize people, especially abamishi bali shupa inokwanzi kunoni kumushi bali shupa bamwamba na papata nabo mfwedira shibala na dodi ala pakwa tilimbini na nimpanga bale fwa ikamu tuambe ko from church ma churches ukwamba fyo kuiminino kubeba napa kufuatika nani kane kubeba ndera ndabamwamba abantu bamishi bali shupero benja bavota so tuambe okubeba tifira chitike shinka nifi kateka wesu nifi icha kuvotera kuna papata. The last 12 days we have, let us teach the people we are straight up votera to apapata mwamba. We can't fight this battle Lucy abakulia mkwai bakaje nimpia shesu apopene pakulia bakala sokola ne nkama ne fo balete ama games yabo na totera ba mwamba.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, family, we have to go. I've got another program I'm running. Then we have the morning program for what the papers say. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution. Hello? Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Mwebena mfurila landeni po.
Mukaiva mwamba ndefukula napona eneo yesa kuno kumufurira. Hello.
Nde umfaya malandeni.
Mukai ya kuno kuri bamwama MPs shire sekere mwefire chitika chakwe bati bare kupera mafiri 100 ukwe batirete na ma voters card yenu nama NRC reg number. And they know that we have to vote for them. And if you sekera mo sekere mo ndi mwana omunono but if baresa baretona bareona uli charo chesu tukekara shani kuntansu turi abana banono sara wapapata mutire mure turandira kuntunguru shesu bako bachireshwe ifyakura tsunga not if turei kara mchalo au tafire wama Tori chori na road shedding and then grace tike findu fyako bata tafire tusekeshe fwe bana bano why bengara tsungire mcharo chiri chesu when nga twasitorore shiba mwamba na ngulodi so kwatiri mbite kumufurira twaikana so bamwamba praise wa papa batulandire.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Mwamba nachaka kofi chintu chimo. Ndelomba komwe mafyashinga chakwa chumwa ntumena kwa after this.
Okay.
Allah, someone's life is in danger.
Okay,
Thank you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Bamunshilumbulwa, make your contribution.
Thank you. Yokwena na totela na Natasha. Pali ba previous caller. Kwena nangu alibuka kuti lero basuminisha okwe bati bale ipika kushita bakanya file fintu kutula nakale mweba berenge fima buku nokumona ama articles ayalembwa pa election my elections and what should be done and shouldn't be done. We should to find out because isn't that vote buying?
Yes, it's a malpractice. That's corruption.
That's corruption. So no, mwevan tuleke invest in me pushe. Mushikwe nata mwakalali o tulonga mwali obo wini obo wali muka Papa le ngumfwa bonse musabanga nyeshi. Pantu tatuaka ye mwana protection ine tukalala fe muntu lepo na apela.
Thank you very much. Thank you. At that meeting that they intend to cook who blind you, who take you to sleep. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Chunguropo mkwai ba mwamba.
Chunguropo mkwai.
Mkainena mwamba kuno kusaka.
Mayo landenipo.
Amashwifye ndefo kulanda po kubena Zambia wanandi. Twachule nshitayo say 4 years. Ababa UPN device muno power. So ife fyakuli abalelanda po nangufeni nsaleyo. Tuli abakali abafulwa. Teti beme baina mukulya efyakulya ifyo bepike pa polling station ifyo tabeshibe neokofifumine nouleipika nefyo babikilemu nangukubuuka kunakutatu kubuuka yesu bali tulire mpya shesu nomba teti pali ino nshitatetu omuntu afwaye n'okulya tukalya after my results after my elections era tukalya tukata celebrate not ife fyabula tafishi bikweneko fide fuma wewe na Zambia techakwesha if anything munkufi chita boycott mukaleka abene bakalye not imwe mwe bakalipe mukaepo na apera popene mwika ya mukulye fyakulya efyo.
Thank you. Thank you. Indeed, probably that should be our topic tomorrow. Cooking at polling stations. President Hakainde Hichilema announced in Eastern Province, he has also started talking about vote protection. But what kind of vote protection is? Now we understand that the Zambia Air Force will provide the chickens and the eggs, and ZNS and Zambia Correction Service are milling and branded mealie meal. All these are concerns that would require people on the ground to investigate and also to put the Electoral Commission of Zambia to task. Is this legal? Because this amounts to corruption. The president announced in Eastern Province that they'll be cooking, there'll be a feeding program for all polling stations across the country. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You're our last caller.
Mkwai aho kuloni kuna nikare ya barashara fika ifo bashumurumbura cyakini cyabamaye na ifo andande kona ine uyo munguru onsole chichika usho muntu wabomba bamwamba uchafu ashani kuro ale pita mu munguru ale ndati nalibomba ero ale tuma abantu bare pita namura kwera kuchira bombo bare pitako pita monse mulia bare remba abantu no tuma voters no ko tukamingi sho tuma wanu pini nomba fita fyonse tafya ba fwe fila ba mwamba uko etefya mano inewa shba mwamba nsangwa na bashimaini ngesha bashimaini aba pusana so te twana tukwata po encounter na bashimaini mangu fye muri bashi so mureba fya tirimbi UPND umo out of wengira 40 baje out of nanikere bari imbi upari fye unga umo ningu babiri nabe nabo tekibalande pono kulanda po ili achifira kwa every day kanshi Mundubile teko bachira ngo akampere pano no abene fya bene bara ikampere na fye musebo so every day bamwamba kunonga dibashimaini kwena takuli na mfe chimo turenda fye waenda no ili ashibabusha bene bashimaini kula umfwa kofie so vyoze fye bare chitabare karifya fya abantu noyo munguru bare fwa chibabwere mukura pitana bare pitana bare ranga abantu ati nabakwata abantu tabakoite po abantu bare bera mbika na mu pressure ichire fwa kazapo kufwa fya bakubati committee fya vile mwada ndaba mwamba yako bati balaba kusta protect amaboti kai ba UPND akutuba kesa ushoro uli ma polling station ndemyeba bali ba violence kulingana na president wao so erefo ikatukuingisha balaba ko bali at least abakobati abakwafirishako evora chakwa fendana so kuri abo bambya barefo kula bapero tupia twabokuba ni shitabate mwa Zambia tachito munguruyo wate mwa Zambia tontoka njako bamina ndeko atatuma cheni bali kutontoka njako bambya bateti bakwata na to traba mwa.
Thank you very much. No, family, we have closed. Thank you very much. You can tune in for the next analysis. I think it's very, very important that we understand what's happening in this election. It was independent analysis, non-partisan, and I want you to listen to it.
Good afternoon. Today is 2nd August 2026. Would like to address all members of the Resolute Party and members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and all alliance partners that I'm sure by now we are all aware of what is trending in the media about the party president, Dr. Martin Piri, endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. Right now, I'm accompanied by aspiring candidates, party officials of the Resolute Party, members of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, and we want to put it on record that as the Resolute Party, we would like to announce the immediate expulsion of Dr. Piri from the party following what the leadership describes as a gross violation of the Resolute Party constitution and conduct deemed incompatible with the values and principles of the party. The party leadership states that despite several engagements with Dr. Piri regarding allegations that he had corruptly acquired money from our opponents, he nevertheless proceeded to publicly endorse President Hakainde Hichilema for this year's general election in Katete. According to the party, these actions constitute a serious breach of the party constitution and amount to conduct that has brought the Resolute Party into disrepute. After careful consideration, the party has resolved that Dr. Martin Piri is expelled from the Resolute Party with immediate effect. Consequently, he ceases to be a member of the Resolute Party and is no longer authorized to represent, speak on behalf of, or act in the name of the party in any capacity. The Resolute Party wishes to assure all its members, aspiring candidates, and supporters that the party remains strong, united, and fully committed to its political agenda, and that in accordance with Article 56A of the Resolute Party Constitution, it is a sole mandate of the Secretary General to perform all party administrative, instructive, mobilization, and all decisions of the party has to be authorized by the Secretary General's office. The Resolute Party the leadership further calls upon all Resolute Party candidates and members to remain calm, focused, and disciplined as the party continues to strengthen